1. Before tonight's non-league football game between the RA Long Lumberjacks and the Abeedeen Bobcats, we have with us head coach of the Lumberjacks, Erik Bertram. And Coach, a fine ball game against Hawkinson last night. I guess the win down there had to be pretty satisfying.
Absolutely. Wins on the road are hard. League wins on the road are even harder. And that place is a hard place to go down there and play. Those kids play hard. They're well coached. It was a real good win. We did in all 3 phases. Obviously, there's things we'd like to continue to improve on, but the effort was great. And the kids played real hard.
The thing that impressed me the most, like you said, there are a lot of impressive things that happened, but I think was your run defense. You shut them down.
Yeah, run D played real well. They were young, and they've kind of been throwing it around a little bit more. So we took that run away pretty early and forced them to pass. And then when you know what's coming, it makes life a lot easier. So the kids did well. The defensive coaches did a great job, and it was a good defensive night.
Yeah, I know the pass defense was a little weak early in the year. It seemed to be getting better and better. How would you rate your pass defense in the ball game against Hawkinson?
Well, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but when you're intercepting the ball and and guys are catching the balls and you're making tackles, you have guys covered. We didn't have any mental mistakes. Our pass rush, we didn't get a lot of sacks, but we were forcing them to throw it early. And the thing we were just happy about is we played good assignment defense, and even when they made the play and made a catch, we had guys right there to make sure that they didn't get any farther. So we were real happy with it.
Your game has changed a little bit since the mid part of the season with the addition of Brown. That's kind of opened up different things for you. But it seems last couple of games, just boom, boom, right off the bat, you got yourself a nice lead, and then you post from there. That's got to be a comfortable feeling.
Well, it's certainly nice to score early. Sometimes you score early and then there's kind of a letdown. But we've gotten some leads, and we've been able to just kind of burn the clock and rely on our defense. And last week our defense scored a few for us, and we've had some special teams scores for us. So it's nice when you feel comfortable in all 3 aspects of the game. It makes life easier, and especially when you get an early lead and you feel good with your defense. It makes life good.
The heart and soul of a ball club is their skilled players, the guys that make the big plays and get the job done. The guys in the trench, they do the dirty work and don't get all the glory. But your skilled players, how are they coming along? Are they advancing like you want, picking it up and improving game by game?
Absolutely. Well, if you look at it, Yordi is a first-year player, Brown's a first-year varsity player, Tyler Von Drasik's a first-year varsity player, Garrett Muniz is a first-year varsity player. So there's a lot of guys that great athletes, great football players, but don't have a lot of experience. And as the season goes on, they're becoming more comfortable with the plays, and they're learning, from film what they need to do better, and they're working hard on being coachable. So they're coming along real well. All
right, what do you plan to do tonight? Are you going to hold a few guys out with some bumps and bruises and not risk them in this game, or just play everybody? How do you plan to do it?
We're just playing. Obviously, if a guy were to get nicked up tonight, and normally we'd maybe get him back in there, we'll probably rest him. But no, we want to keep playing well, keep the momentum going. I hate to play kind of defensive football. We're just going to go out and throw everything we got at them, and hope that we play well tonight. And it's football. There's always a chance that guys get hurt, but no, these guys have worked hard, and then they're ready to go. So they're the guys that are going, they're going.
Okay, the rumor mill is abuzz with the fact that the fans might see a little extra excitement from the Lumberjacks tonight. You got anything special planned, Coach? You don't want to tell us about?
No, nothing super. Nothing really that new. We're going to try some guys and get them maybe some experience in some different spots, but no, nothing too outrageous. Just the normal outrageousness.
That's all we ask for, Coach. Again, the very best, and the big game will be next week. We'll talk to you again about that. Should be a fun interview, I hope.
Yep, I hope so too. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Erik Bertram, head coach of the RA Long Lumberjacks. We've got some starting lineups and more for you right after this.
On the defensive line, a 5'10", 235-pound junior, Josh Arquette. A 5'9", 198-pound senior, Julian Doan. A 6'1", 289-pound senior, Julio Barrera. A 6'1", 237-pound senior, Karim Roundtree. Starting at the linebacker positions is a 5'11", 190-pound senior, all-leaguer, Jerry Graham. A 5'7", 215-pound senior, DJ Smith. and a 5'7", 151-pound senior, Kristen Hudek. So the linebacker's going to have to be replaced next year, but they're taking care of business this year. Starting in the defensive backfield, a 5'11", 173-pound senior, Tanner Chamberlain, a 5'8", 160-pound senior, Sergio Vasquez, a 5'10", 172-pound sophomore, Eric Rossellini, he's a dandy, a 5'8", 163-pound senior, Chandler Blanks, and that is it for the defensive starting lineup for the R.A. Long Lumberjacks. And those are the starters, Whitey, and let's talk about the coin flip going on
Well, they
out
just
there.
flipped it. I've got to see what the referee's going to decide here. Okay, Jacks are going to receive. Aberdeen's going to kick off.
That must mean Aberdeen won the toss and will defer to the second half, we would assume, and they'll receive in the second half, but by then the game could be over.
Well,
maybe.
Rick, we got a minute 27 seconds before the kickoff, and I'm supposed to do this little stuff on R.A. Long.
Okay, go. You got it, buddy.
Okay, the volleyball girls of R.A. Long clinched first place. They're led by Rachel Morrow and Hannah Johnson. So they'll be getting the #1 berth when they get into the districts. We got
Okay, ladies
flag.
and gentlemen, our national anthem. Whitey, go ahead and continue on with your report.
Okay, in golf, R.A. Long had nobody make the first 20, so they probably won't have anybody advancing in golf. The soccer team, we're going to have John Bates up here at halftime, and he's the soccer coach for the girls and the boys, so I'll let him tell you about soccer. In cross country, R.A. Long finished third in the boys. Top runners for R.A. Long were Carbon Pettier, he finished 9th. Ethan Johnson was 12th, and Kyle Estes was 14th. The R.A. Long girls finished third with Danny Eggleston. She finished 5th. Danny Robertson finished 12th. Alyssa Schneider finished 13th. And then in tennis, Sean Shepard of R.A. Long was the only one to make it into the final bracket, and he lost to a North Thurston fella in the pigtail match for the district. So don't look like the R.A. Long boys will have anybody in tennis. We're ready to go, Rick.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Good report. And here's the kickoff. It will be offered up by Mr. Caleb Phillips, their Aberdeen kicker. And the usual suspects are deep. It's a line drive down the field. One bounce looks into the hands of Yorty. He's straight up the middle looking for a hole. Got up to the 30 and then is finally corralled and taken down about the 32-yard line or so. So the Jacks taking it straight up the middle.
Well, he made a decent run. Drew Stalker made the tackle for Aberdeen, and looks like they've got not too many big boys, but they may have enough of them. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, sometimes it's all position and how you execute. So, but that big beef on the Jack front line hopefully can blow them away. We'll see. And again, we look for that quick touchdown, early touchdown from the Lumberjacks. That's what we'll be looking for. So Wagdahl settles in at quarterback. Has Yorty to his left. And assume that's Brown to the right. It is. And here's the throw downfield. Now a long pass intended for Mr. Von Drasek, but the defender was right there to tap it away. That was the kicker, by the way, Caleb Phillips. Nice defense.
Yeah, good thing he was able to get his hands on it, because Drasek had got behind him, and it probably would have been a big gain or it would have been 6, one or the other.
That ball had been laid out a little more, and he hadn't had to turn back and look at it.
About a foot more power, and Austin might have had a TD.
All right, same line. A couple running backs back there. Wagdahl is set in the pistol. Here's the handoff to Yordy, he's got room on the right. No, that's not Yordy. That is Mr. Sergio Vasquez down the right sideline, across the 50, down across the 40, and inside the 40-yard line as Vasquez came into the backfield as a running back and picks up a quick first down inside the 40-yard line of the Bobcats.
It's a pretty good-sized gain here. What do you got, Rick?
Let's see. That'll be 18 plus 11 is 29 yards for Mr. Sergio Vasquez on his first carry.
Okay,
Not
good,
too bad.
Good run for Sergio.
First down of the ball game for the Jacks.
Aberdeen's had a rough year this year. Young team. They won their opening game over Overcame. That's been their only victory so far. So
they got a lot of young kids, though, a year or two from now. Okay, Wigdahl set. He's back to pass again. Looks, fires to the right side. A wide open receiver. Down the right side, Yordy. He'll be hog-tied and driven out of bounds around the 20-yard line, but a good gainer.
About 18 yards, it looks like to me.
So Yordy with a nice catch, and the ball will be placed at the 21-yard line. 18 yards on the pickup. And another Jack first down. That's two right off the bat. They're racking them up.
Yeah, well, the first play was an incomplete pass, and that could almost been for 6. So Jacks so far have taken advantage of the Aberdeen defense.
Okay, Yordy's on the sideline, so we've got Muniz out there and wide out left. Ondrasik wide right, couple running backs, including Brown. And here is the handoff to Brown. Dives into the line, no big hole there, and he's kind of corralled after a pickup of a couple yards. I think he's down to the 19. So Sean Brown with a 2-yard carry.
Austin Winkle. That's a weird name, but that's his name. Austin.
It is, yeah.
Winkle. Perry Winkle. Remember that?
Yes, I do, and Wee Willie, too.
Okay. You're all right there, kid. You know what goes on.
Menez in the backfield. Vasquez in the backfield. I'm sorry. Menez is wide left. Lone running back this time. Got slaughtered off to the left is Yordy. Okay, Wigdahl takes the snap. Here's the handoff. No, Yordy coming around in the reverse, trying to get outside. He's got the defender on him. He's down the sideline, but quite outrun the defender.
Got out of bounds there, right before the goal line, Rick.
Alberto Garcia wrapped him up and just wouldn't quite let him score, but a nice run anyway by Yordy. That was his first official carry. And the ball down at the 3-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup. So the Jacks picking them up in chunks tonight. Another first down, first and goal.
Yeah, 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Jacks are about to score. Here comes Chamberlain. He was a little slow getting in there. I don't know what the deal is.
But he trots out, and he's set on the left side. A couple of running backs. Wigdahl has the ball. Here's the handoff to Vasquez, but a whistle blows, and
it's against the Jacks.
Something went wrong.
Timeout.
Oh, timeout.
Ooh,
they didn't like the way they were set up.
Well,
yeah.
Tanner come in there real late, so maybe they just couldn't figure out what was going to happen.
Yeah, either players or the coaching staff called the timeout because they just weren't as settled in as they wanted to be and wanted to be sure they're all on the same page. So, okay.
Yeah, well, if they aren't sure, I guess it's okay to take a timeout, but you hate wasting a timeout this early in the game, but sometimes you're forced to.
Yeah, better to take one and not make a bad mistake than do something right and get the touchdown. Only 3 yards out, shouldn't be a problem, but they decided they wanted to do this right.
Well, it could be probably a little power run up the middle, this one. I don't think they probably need to just go right up the middle.
But remember, they don't have that big bruising running back, fullback, so the little guys can get the hold and get in there okay, but it's not the same as the big Salka running back type. Okay, in the pistol, here's the handoff to Vasquez. He drives in, should be in there. Yep.
3-yard touchdown run.
Nice run by Mr. Vasquez. Sergio with another touchdown.
Well, maybe early in this game we might see that trick play. I told you about it earlier.
Yeah, I got a word that it'll be on the second touchdown, so we don't want to give too much more away.
So we don't think it's going to be on this one.
No.
Okay. We got the kicker lined up.
And Mr. Orozco is he's set, just waiting for that football to be snapped. And they're throwing it forward. They are going for two. Jerry Graham coming around the from the left. end, comes around, takes it across, goes to the right side and in for 2 points. So
that was a different one yet.
That was a different one that we were expecting, but it worked. So a Graham run, and our score with 10 minutes and 6 seconds showing on the clock is R.A. Long 8, Aberdeen nothing. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back.
Dr. Steve Pond and Highlander Dental have returned with a grand reopening Friday, October 22nd. Join them from 4 to 6 p.m. for food, prizes, and much more. Highlander Dental is now a preferred provider for Washington Dental Services, which is the insurance that serves public schools, Weyerhaeuser, Peace Health, and many more. Highlander Dental is accepting new patients, so come see the new Highlander Dental on Allen Street in Kelso. Same building, new name. At Highlander Dental, you'll get friendly service and quality care. Highlander Dental, 510 Allen Street in Kelso, or visit them online at highlanderdental.com.
Heidi, that didn't take too long. What, less than 2 minutes, right? And 6-0. Mr. Ernest will kick off from the left hash marker. We're going right to left for the Jacks.
8-0.
And here's the boot, and it will be down to the 7-yard line. And
good block by somebody.
Alberto Garcia got up to a pile, did a 360, and headed upfield and was smashed.
Vasquez made the tackle, but somebody for R.A. Long was knocked backwards by a good block from one of the Aberdeen boys.
Looks like the ball will be at the 18. Oh, they're going to put it right at the 20-yard line. So the Bobcats will start at their own 20, 1st and 10.
Jack's leading 8-0, Rick, not 6.
8-0, 10:01 showing on the first quarter clock. Okay. Sometimes I get them wrong. That's why Whitey's here.
Oh, that's okay.
Around the left side, Jordy Roberts, their main running back. He's stopped, has to come back the other way. He stopped again, tries to go straight up, and he's hit. And who tackled him, Whitey?
Well,
no, wait, who didn't tackle him? That'll be a smaller list.
Roundtree was at the end of it, but there was somebody that got him before he got to Roundtree, and there's no way I'm going to know because he squirmed out of about 6 guys' scraps.
And the ball is placed at the 22-yard line, so a 2-yard pickup on the play, but he ran about 30 yards back and forth.
Well, he kept getting away from guys, and Roundtree ended up the last guy, but there was a guy before him that got a hold of him, never let go, and I think it was Jerry Graham.
Fairchild backhands off to Roberts again, and he is hit in the backfield, and Jordy is not even going to get to the line of scrimmage before he's knocked down. The guys were coming that time. The ball will be at the 19-yard line. Yep, 19-yard line, 3-yard loss for
DJ
Mr. Roberts.
Smith was in on a tackle, but I think I seen 11 in there. Do we got 11 out there? No, we don't. That's Munoz, isn't it? But I don't think he's out there.
Yeah. It could have been Graham or Vasquez, but anyway, they got him. Okay, Fairchild. Oh, guys got moving on the line. I think one of the Jacks jumped into the neutral zone first, but he could have been drawn off. I didn't really see the offensive player move until he did.
It's against the Jacks. The Jack boys are moving back.
Yep, that'll cost them 5. So 5-yard penalty against R.A. Long. This will bring up 3rd and 6, I think. Yes, 3rd and 6 on the 24. So the Bobcats trying to keep from having to punt, but a good defensive effort this time, and they'll have to kick it away. Right now, the officials are not marking the ball for play for some reason.
Well, there's a little conference there between 3 or 4 of them, so now the other guy way on the opposite side come in, and who knows?
Double checking maybe where the ball's supposed to be, but shouldn't be too hard to figure that out. Maybe the clock moved or didn't move. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I heard Bob
put it back to 8:25.
Yeah, I heard Bob Bill say something about the clock.
Yeah, they put it back to 8:25 from 8:14, so there's no play. Clock shouldn't have run. Here's the pitch to Jordy Roberts around the left side, looking for a block.
Good run.
He's at the 30 and across the 30-yard line near the 35, and he'll pick up a first down. Took a while to tackle him. They just won't go down. They're going to give him to the 35-yard line, Whitey. That's 11-yard pickup.
Doan had to hold him first, but Chamberlain had to be the guy that made the tackle. Somehow he got away from Doan.
So an 11-yard pickup gives Aberdeen their first down of the ball game.
How many yards did you give him on that one?
11-yard pickup from the 24 to the 35. 1st and 10. on the left hash mark. Fairchild has the ball. Here's the handoff to the up back. He dives over for a yard or two. That'll be Bryson Talley, their sophomore fullback. He's a 200-pounder. And Mr. Talley.
Well, Graham is getting in on his tackles early. I think he probably should have had credit for one of them there where there's a whole bunch of guys.
So a 1-yard pickup for Talley, just almost to the 36-yard line. That's fine. 2nd and 9. Fairchild back, hands off to Roberts, and no play again. So a couple of pieces of laundry here in the early going have kind of slowed things down a little.
This one looks like it's going against Aberdeen because they're the ones going back.
It will be illegal procedure. That'll cost them 5 yards. So they lost the 5 they got advantage of earlier. Now they'll be first and record 2nd and 14.
Bobcats and the Jacks each have 5 yards in penalties, so far it hasn't been too bad for penalties, but it can be.
Yeah, a little early to be starting to rack them up, though. 7:11 on the clock. All right, Fairchild, the sophomore, marking out signal. He's back. Here's the pitch to Roberts coming around the right side. Tries to turn upfield, but the gap was covered quickly, and he was tackled after a short gain.
Jerry Graham made the tackle.
Who else, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Ball at the 32-yard line. So that's a gain of 1 yard.
Okay.
So Jordy Roberts has carried 4 times now.
Well, he's their main runner because I seen his name in the paper there. And what
at
was
least
the quarter?
against Centralia he was, anyway.
And, of course,
So far tonight.
Centralia would have been a tough team to run against, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. All right, Riley Fairchild barking out signals at the 32. He's back. Here's a pitch again to Roberts. He's going to pass the ball. No, he's going to run now. Try to get
fumble.
Loose ball on the floor. I think Roberts popped on it first, but there's some other guys down there grabbing at him, so let's see who comes up with the ball.
Going to be a punting down for Aberdeen, though.
Yep, but he held on to it, but the fumble will give them the ball at the 33-yard line. What? I'm going to give him a gain of a yard on that play.
Well, we've got to give him a gain of something.
Somehow, yeah.
Even if it was a fumble, but they recovered their own fumble.
So give him the credit for it.
Looks like 28 is the guy kicking. That's Austin Winkle. Yeah, we've called his name once already. He's the punter.
Mr. Winkle, Yorty back at his own 35-yard line, saying, give me the ball. Here's the snap. And the kick. A low line drive. He might have a chance to run if it gets right to him. Does in 2 hops. He's got it. Comes to the near side. Yorty up the sideline. Looking for a block. And
he's out of bounds.
Quite get that last block and knocked out about midfield. Maybe into
Chase Johnson would happen
Aberdeen
to be over
territory.
there. Mr. Yorty could not get around him because he was too big for him to find even an open space.
Yeah, looks like he'll be down at the 42.5-yard line of the Bobcats. So the Jacks will have it at the 42.5. They'll call it the 42 in the scoreboard for statistical purposes. 1st and 10 at the 42 after that nice punt and run back by Yorty.
Yeah, about a 30-yard punt for the Aberdeen boy.
Okay, in the pistol. Mr. Wigdahl back to pass. He looks, he's going to run now. Into the secondary at the 40, trying to get away from a tackler. Can't quite do it and can't quite get to the 40-yard line. Comes down a yard short.
Yeah, Jordy Roberts made the tackle for Aberdeen.
They'll get it to the 41, so a pickup of 1 for Wigdahl. But looked like he had more room in that, and all of a sudden they just closed on him and
he had
took
open.
him down.
He had open space, but that Mr. Roberts looked like he's pretty quick, and he just wouldn't let Austin get a break to turn the corner anywhere.
Yeah, tried to move a little outside and see if he could get around, but didn't gain him any yardage, and went down after yard gain. 2nd and 9.
4:56 to go in the first quarter. 8-0 Jacks.
Ondrasik wide left. Yorty in the backfield, along with the Brown. Anyway, Yorty has the ball. Coming around the left side to the 40, the 35. Got away from one tackler to the 30. Finally, he's upended by your buddy again.
Yeah, Mr. Jordy Roberts.
Yep.
Mr. Jacob Yorty was able to do little spin moves and get away for a few more extra yards after he probably should have been had earlier, but he got away.
Down at the 30, so that will be an 11-yard pickup. Should have been a lot less. But that'll be a first down. Another one for the Jacks. How many now?
4 so far in the game for the Jacks.
Racking them up. They lead 8-0 with 4:23 on the clock, and it's running. Out of the shotgun, Wigdahl has the ball. Here's the handoff And coming to the left side and taken down after a short gain will be Mr. Sergio Vasquez.
Dylan Rose made the tackle for Aberdeen. He wasn't fooled on that one up right off the left tackle, it looks like.
That'll be at the 27, a 3-yard pickup for Vasquez. And brings up second and long.
Well, where's this rain we were forecast for tonight, Rick? I think we're going to have a beautiful night.
10 minutes after the game ends, it'll be here. Wegdahl with the ball to Brown to the right. He got away from one guy. Got two guys. He goes right between them. Down the right sideline. They will not catch him. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. Sean Brown with another touchdown for the Lumberjacks. From the 30-yard line.
About a 35-yard run?
From the 27-yard line, I should say.
27? Okay, 27-yard
or 27 or 26. What does Lloyd want to call it, 27 or 26?
I don't know. You and me will call it 27.
Okay, I think it'll be one or the other.
Okay, this might be that weird play.
This should be it. We should have a point after.
It is. I'll lay odds it's going to be.
We've got a tackle eligible. That will be Mr. Ernest, and he's actually in the backfield. So he will be the receiver of this attempt here. Okay, moving to the right. Chamberlain throws it over to Ernest. He throws it too high. You'll have to chase it down. It goes out of bounds.
That one didn't work.
He lobbed it over his head, so it did not work. So the 26-yard run is good, and with the missed point after, the score with 3:37 showing on the first quarter clock. It's R.A. Long 14, Aberdeen nothing. Back in a half a moment. We'll be right back.
DIY Party Supplies is your one stop for everything Halloween. Find what you need from spectacular decorations and party supplies to costumes. Your Halloween costume should be as unique as you are. Don't be limited to the boring selection from the big box stores. Come into DIY Party Supply and custom order your costume with over 1,000 costumes to choose from, including crazy and scary to cute and kooky. You'll find just the costume for you. Ask how you can earn a free balloon bouquet with your costume order. DIY Party Supplies on Commerce in downtown Longview, your Halloween headquarters.
Right back at Memorial Stadium, and next week will be more Halloweeny, as we'll be closer to Halloween. Still a little spooky here. Ernest Boot will come down at the 14-yard line. Roberts straight up the middle, looking to get between a few jacks, but doesn't do so, but he does get it out to the 30-yard line before your buddy Jerry Graham comes up with a TD.
Well, he said it was actually 5-1. He meant 5-1 instead of 4-0.
Okay. What's 4-0 and 5-1?
It's 5-1. I heard Texas over to Yanks, but I don't know what inning.
Okay, that would tie the game up, right? If they did win.
Well,
tie the series up.
No, if the Yanks win it, Texas still had 3 games to 2, but if Texas wins, it's all over.
Okay. We go up. Roberts carrying the ball and over the left side, gets it across the 40-yard line.
Somebody made the tackle before Graham, but Graham pulled him down, but I think Tanner Chamberlain is the one that pulled him down. Got the tackle.
Went from the 31 out to the 41 and got a first down by about a half a yard. So Jordy Roberts picks up 10 on the play.
That's the second first down for Aberdeen, so...
They're trailing 14-0 with 3:17 in the first quarter, but trying to move the ball. They've got a few first downs tonight. All right, Fairchild barks out signals. He's back, hands off to Roberts. Needs some blockers ahead of him. Dives into the line, finds a little hole, takes it out to the 50-yard line.
He's a scrappy little runner. I like him. I'm not sure who... Tanner Chamberlain is the one getting off the bottom.
They're going to put it on the 50, so that's a 9-yard pickup.
Yes, he does pretty good, this young man.
He's getting some yardage here in the first half, Jack, so they're going to have to concentrate him a little more and try to shut him down, and hopefully nobody else jumps up and bites him. Put the ball right at the 50, second and a long one. All right. The quarterback, Riley Fairchild, barking out signals. And the fullback is the lone running back. He
met at the line.
Ball, dives into the line, goes nowhere. That is Bryson Talley.
Arquette.
So Talley with no gain.
Well, Barrera and Arquette, I think they were both down there. Actually, that tackle eligible play wasn't the way I thought it would be. I thought he would be off on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, an eligible end type thing.
Yeah, and no one would be looking for him. But they had him in the back, so that was completely different than what I thought.
A little less of a surprise than we thought it might be. But maybe they'll try it again. We'll see. Here's the handoff to the right back.
Boy, the line met him right there.
Grabbed him right there and took Mr. Bryson Talley down.
I think that was Barrera.
I think he fumbled the ball.
Oh, he fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I just thought he got tackled there.
One of the Jacks somehow grabbed it and has control of it. It's at the Jack 49-yard line, so they have it 1st and 10, and turnover on the fumble.
Well, that's the first turnover in the game. Now, Aberdeen had one fumble, but they recovered it once.
Minute 46 to go in the first quarter. Jacks with that 14-0 lead, and now have the ball at their own 49-yard line. Wegdahl in the pistol with the Sergio Vasquez behind him, the lone running back. He's back to pass, though. Lobs it way down the right field. Yeah, he really rifled it out there. Didn't get much air under it, and Bondracic had no chance to catch up to it.
Well, he'd had to been 100-yard sprint man to get that one. Austin just pegged it down there. You'd have to have been the fastest man in the world to even have a chance to catch that one.
So he'll rethink that one, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Now we go back to the ground here. Let's see. Still Vasquez is the lone running back.
The Jacks have got everybody spread out on almost every offense.
A couple of wideouts to the left with a slot back, or H-back to the left also. Back to pass. Steps up. He might have to run. Gets outside. Cuts up. Oh, he tried to cut anyway, and he kind of went out from under him after about a yard gain. So Wegdahl back to the 50-yard line. Will pick up a yard on the play.
Alberto Garcia made the tackle for Aberdeen. Bob Beal even do it before I did. I heard him give the tackle.
The ball right at the 50-yard line, 3rd and 9.
That was about 1 yard run, huh?
Yep, just a little less than a yard, but give him a yard. Bondracic wide left. Couple running backs now. Yordy's back there. And back to pass. Yordy catches the ball, spins away from one tackler up the right sideline, but they hem on him fast before he can get to the 45 and knock him down and out.
Looks like about a 3-yard gain if they mark it where the referee's standing.
But it will be a complete pass. Yordy has caught both passes.
Maybe a 2-yard gain. Oh, 5, okay.
So the ball down at the 45-yard line, a 5-yard pickup. And we'll bring up 3rd down? 4th down. 4th down. Going to have to punt it away.
Well, the Jacks aren't going to punt it unless they got a trick play here, because they've been doing a lot of trick formations.
Yep, Helens will be back at his own 40. Expect him to punt it, but let's just wait and see.
Well, Helens is a pretty good punter, and you're going to probably need him to punt some before this year's over, so you might as well let him get some time.
I believe Garcia is back deep for the Bobcats.
No,
he's going to run it. Goes right, he throws it downfield. It's going to be caught by Yordy at the 20. No, they're going to say incomplete. He was out of bounds when he caught it.
Oh, Lordy. Well, that's
good idea.
That's an incomplete pass.
It is by Helens. So Helens with one incomplete pass. He's 0 for 1 on the year.
Well, the Jacks aren't sparing any mercy for any of the weird plays. They're coming up with everyone you could think.
Well, Coach said he weren't going to get too wild, but I think he was funning me.
Well, I'm sure Mark Morrison's got scouts watching this thing up here, so they're going to know quite a few that the Jacks do a lot of things that who knows.
1st and 10 for Aberdeen, down 14-0. Fairchild rolling to his right. He finally fires the ball out there and is caught nicely by Caleb Phillips.
Tackled by Tanner Chamberlain, but he got open.
Down near the 35-yard line, and I think that is Riley Fairchild's first pass attempt.
Okay, but that's about a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, they're going to put it to 35. That's 20 yards. Nice play.
Well, passing, that's the first one I've got here for any passing. So 20 yards at the only pass of the game, and we're down.
First quarter comes to an end.
Yep.
We are done after one period of play. The score is RA Long 14, Aberdeen nothing. Back in a moment.
Bell Portrait Studios, the area's premier full-service portrait studio. Bell Studios has their own on-site photo lab, which eliminates middleman markups to keep prices low and ensures outstanding quality of the highest standards. The friendly, certified photographers at Bell Studios have over 40 years combined experience and will make sure you have a positive, personalized, custom portrait session. After all, professional portraits capture memories that will last a lifetime. Bell Studios in Rainier. For more information, visit their website at bellprophoto.com.
Hi, this is Doug Clay, the Wizard of Comfort at 72 Degrees Air Conditioning Heating, your comfort experts. It's a scary reality every homeowner should be aware of, crimes committed by service technicians. But we offer peace of mind. We conduct drug testing and background checks, and all of our team members carry the Technician's Seal of Safety ID card. Call 72 Degrees at 423-1924.
Put the blankets away, you'll have heat today. 72 degrees.
Your comfort experts.
Takes the pitch out from Fairchild, goes around the right side, and will pick up 2 yards, maybe 3.
Jerry Graham made the tackle.
Oh, sorry, White, let me turn you up there.
Okay, well,
That's
Jerry
better.
Graham made the tackle. About 2-yard gain is what I'd mark it.
Yeah, let's mark it at the 33, and 2 yards for Mr. Roberts. And 2nd and 8. And here's the fake pitch.
Oh,
now he heads
he
off.
got-
And
Well-
Jordy Roberts hit in the backfield. Might be a loose ball, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
They're kind of scrambling around, but see.
Graham
Robert-
was in there again, but he had help from somebody. But
Robert comes up with a little bit of limp. He's going to walk off the field. They mashed him pretty good. He got it to the 35, so a loss of 2.
he was met right there by the line of scrimmage by one of the big men, and then Jerry Graham got a hold and threw him down. But one of the big men is the guy that really stopped him
Did the
from
job.
going anywhere.
Okay, so 3rd and 10 now, and Roberts is not in there. Bryson Talley is not going to get it because he's going to pass the ball. Throws it downfield, but way over the hand of the intended receiver, Caleb Phillips, and we'll go in.
And Tanner Chamberlain. They were both over there. First incomplete pass for Aberdeen.
That brings up 4th down. Do they punt or not? That's a good question right now.
Well, where are they at?
They're at the 35-yard line.
My guess is they won't punt.
They're taking their time in the huddle. The quarterback is over with the coach, so it looks like he's bringing a play back. And Riley Fairchild, a 6', 150-pound sophomore. We go to Aberdeen next year.
Well,
so that'll be he'll be a veteran by then.
That's if we still are on the schedule with him.
No, we are. I've already confirmed that.
You have?
Yes, I have. He's back to pass. It is caught by the fullback up the middle to the 30 to the 25-yard line.
I don't think he made it.
Bryson Talley, the tackle. Where's it going to put the ball? Let's see.
It was the first down?
Yep, they've got him just
there.
inside the 25-yard line.
Okay.
So Fairchild's pass is complete to the
11 yards and a first
24.
down. Okay, that was kind of a surprise move there.
And the catch by Bryson Talley.
Well, it's a non-league game for both teams,
His,
so I guess
first
you
catch
might as
tonight.
well experiment.
They'll be looking for a league winner next week, hopefully.
Well, they play Tumwater.
No, they won't be looking for one then. Back is Fairchild, hands off. Here's another fumble. I think the Jacks fell on it.
I'm not
They did.
sure.
As Roberts,
Hudak got it?
Jordy Roberts fumbled it.
Hudak recovered it according to Lloyd. He got better eyes than I got.
Got the recovery at the 34-yard line. Turned over to the Jackson, another fumble out there.
That's the second turnover for Aberdeen. So far, those 2 turnovers have hurt Aberdeen quite a bit.
The ball will be at the 29-yard line. I was going to say the 34, but it's really the 29. My mistake. So the ball at the 29. 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks. And lone running back in the backfield is Jacob Yorty. Wagdahl comes wide right. They're going to do a direct snap to Yorty. So Yorty has the ball. He's going to run to the left. Cuts outside, 5 yards and a little bit more. Stayed on his feet. Got it to over 10 yards out of that play. Wouldn't go down. Ball across the 40-yard line, where he was knocked out of bounds.
And 12 and a first down, so that's 5 first downs for the Jacks, but they have a lead of 14-0 with 9:56 to go in the second quarter.
Well, call it the 41-yard line. This is just over the 40, so a pickup of 11 for Yorty. And 1st and 10 for the Jacks. 14-0 lead here early in the second quarter.
I think the Jacks have been watching the Ducks play football. They just run all kinds of weird stuff.
Out of the pistol. Wagdahl has the snap. Here's the fake handoff, rolling to his right, looking
got
to
a man
someone.
open down there.
And he's got to Rossellini at the 40, got away from one receiver.
Good block.
Down to the 30. And taken down by Robert.
Yeah, Robert. I thought Jacob Yorty had the good block on him, but he just couldn't stop quick enough to get a perfect block. Otherwise, we'd had a little bit longer gainer for Rossellini. Well, the governor made that catch.
That's 13 yards on the play, and another first down, of course.
Well, we got the governor in the game. That's the main thing.
Wait a minute, that's more than 13, Whitey.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was from our 41. Okay.
22 yards. That's what Lloyd says. That's what I'm right.
Well, it seems like it's more than 22, too, but I'll go along with that. But we'll call it 22.
32?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
32 yards. Yeah. Okay, here's the play. Who has the ball? Coming to the right side and thrown out of bounds. Vasquez. He'll pick up a little bit of yardage. Jacks are just racking them up here.
That was Dylan Rose for Aberdeen. Got him hold by the back of his jersey and just kept pulling on until he went down.
It was 1st and 10 at the 29, takes it down to the 21. So
an 8-yard run.
Picks up 8 and brings up 2nd and short for the Jacks.
Aberdeen looks like they're in a
already.
4-man line.
Takes the snap. Here's the handoff to Brown. Going to the left side. Gets outside. Got a nice block.
There's a Hagee, though.
I think he got him a little bit in the back.
Yeah, that one block that sprung him is probably what got him in the end zone. So
he got him in the end zone, right? But Munez kind of was behind him. Wasn't right beside him. So the flags flew all over the place. Blocking the back by Munez.
Yeah, well, there was more than one official seen it, so it looks like it was a good call.
If he had let him go past him and hadn't blocked him, I think Brown could have still scooted outside of him.
He might have been able to, but he just may not have, too. But there were 3 yellow flags on that play.
He wanted to make that block and spring him and just got caught. So that'll cost the Jacks 10 yards.
And they had 3 flags on that one, so 3 officials all caught it.
Is that going to cost him? Yeah, it's going to cost him 10 from where the foul was made. Yeah, not from the ball spot. So
good 4-yard gain running. But I'm still going to give the 10-yard penalty.
All right, here's the play back to pass over the middle.
Nice catch. Well, now it's no catch.
Oh, they're going to say no catch. I thought he might have had that. The ball popped away after he'd hit the ground and rolled over. But they're going to say he didn't have control. Too bad. Incomplete pass to Vondrasek.
Yeah, I thought he had it because it looked like it. Okay, it's going to be 3rd down and about 8.
All right, big 3rd down play for the Jacks coming up.
Well, we got Chamberlain in there. Who knows? They do fancy stuff when Tanner sometimes comes in and out. They'll get some kind of a weird play.
Okay, the big dog breaks the huddle, comes up to the line. Chamberlain slotted right. And Munez wide right. Vondrasek wide left. Back to pass is Wagdahl. Now the handoff to Vasquez. He's got some wide open territory to the left to the 25. And he
couldn't get around.
One tackler, but he does get the first down. So Vasquez with a nice run around the left end.
Yeah, Caleb Phillips hung in there, but that little delay, it's starting to work a little. Early in the season, it wasn't working too good for the Jacks. First down.
So the ball will be at the 18-yard line.
How many yards did you give that delay play for?
How many did he get?
Yeah, 9? Okay.
9 sounds good to me. So Vasquez with a 9-yard pickup. And the Jacks are ready to go. 1st and 10 again.
8:04 left.
Wagdahl. Hand off to Yorty around the left side. He's at the 10 almost and can't quite get free. Taken down before he got out of bounds. The clock will continue to move at the 7:49 mark. And he'll be marked at the 10-yard line. 8-yard pickup for Yorty. 2nd and 2. They have to get to the 8-yard line for the first down. Back in the red zone.
I like the way you were saying that the dog barks. Well, you on your commercial on the radio, you got the Bobcats with the cougar scream, not a Bobcat scream.
We know what it was. You don't have to tell everybody.
I know, but I don't think a Bobcat can squeal that loud.
He's going to be squealing here shortly. Back to pass is Wegdahl. Throws it into the end zone. They're going to be
way out. It's out of the end zone. Van Driesek couldn't go out there and get it because it wouldn't have been good if he did catch it.
He was matched up with their short defender, so he could have out-leaped him, but just thrown a little too far. And will be incomplete.
Well, Van Driesek ran right to the corner, and if he would have run one more step, he'd have been out of bounds even if he would have caught it.
Kay Vasquez, the lone running back. Von Drasek again wide right, and Wegdahl keeping the ball, goes straight ahead. I think he got in the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
He did, yeah. Look at that. 10-yard touchdown run for Wegdahl.
Okay, he's congratulate number 12. Must have laid a block for him.
So a nice 10-yard run by the quarterback and a quarterback sneak, and it works into a touchdown. They weren't expecting that. It went pretty fast, too. They didn't wait long to make the play.
Well, let's see if they're going to kick it this time or they got to do something screwy.
Well, they're setting up to kick it, so this might be just a normal one. There's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up, and
plenty good.
Is good. Yes, indeed. So a Roscoe with the point after, and our score with 7:08 remaining in the second quarter, RA Long 21, Aberdeen nothing. We'll be back in half a moment.
At Hometown National Bank, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a local community bank, and that's just what we are. We focus on serving the banking needs of people like you with great customer service and a wide variety of services and loans at competitive rates. We can do everything the big banks do, only quicker because we are locally owned and decisions are made right here. Experience the Hometown Advantage. Hometown National Bank next to Bud Clary on 14th Avenue. Online at hometownnational.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, we're ready for another kickoff by the Lumberjacks. They're getting plenty of practice at that.
Well, let's hope they can have plenty of practice at in future games. Kelso's ahead 14-0 in the second quarter, and the last I heard, Mark Morris was ahead 21-0.
All right, anything on the World Series game?
The last I heard was 5-1 Texas in the sixth.
Here's the kick. It's down at the 18-yard line. And coming to the near side is Garcia. He can't get free as they kind of bang him around a little. Finally goes down about the 26.
I think Chandler Blanks was the first one to get his hand on a jersey, and he pulled him down.
Also, I see, Chandler Blanks got up from kind of the bottom of the pile and wanders out of there and wonders how he got down to the bottom of the pile.
Well, he's the one that had a hold of the jersey first, and that helped pull him down.
He wasn't planning on having three other Lumberjacks fall on top of him.
Well, at least it was a gang tackle then.
Yes. The ball at the 26, 1st and 10. Fairchild back to flip it out to the right side to his running back down the left side.
Oh,
that's
Graham.
Richard Carlisle.
Graham chased him down. Let's see. Levin was
39-yard line, so that's a 13-yard pickup for Carlisle. Richard Carlisle, the running back.
Munoz, I think, had a first crack at him, but the Aberdeen back was able to somehow get one step ahead of him, and then Graham just come storming in there.
And that's a first down for the Aberdeen Bobcats. How many they got now?
That's 5 now for Aberdeen.
So they got a few of the ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 on the left hash mark. Clock at 6:55. And Fairchild barking out signal. He's back. Here's the pitch to the right side. Carlisle again. He has to stop and slipped. He wanted to come back the other way, but his feet would not let him do it.
And then DJ Smith was made sure that even if he regained his balance, he wasn't going anywhere. So that's a loss of 2.
Ball be at the 37. So Carlisle with the -2. And we'll bring up 2nd and 12. Now the ball at the right hash mark.
Aberdeen has a few fans. They're sitting up there in the old North Grandstand.
That's a long trip, Whitey. So they had to do something to come down here.
Well, if you and me got to go there next year, we better be prepared.
Yes, indeed. Here's the fake pitch. Now the handoff to the fullback.
I think Roundtree got a hold of him, wouldn't let him get going. Yeah, that was Roundtree.
Talley tried to drive forward, but like you say, he went down almost immediately at the 38 for a 1-yard gain for Mr. Bryson Talley. That Talley name, you just wonder if he's related to the Talleys, but hard to say.
Well, you know, Delton coached at North Beach one year, or maybe 2 years up there, and that's a little town just north of Aberdeen. But he's got kids
all
up
over
there
the
at Chelan, and who knows where they're playing.
Ball at the 38. Here's the fake pitch. Rolling back to pass is Fairchild. Looking, and he's being swarmed under. Well, he got away from a couple guys, but he's finally sacked after a short gain, so it won't be a sack. But he will gain a yardage.
Yeah.
So Fairchild with the 1 yard pickup, looks like, to the 39.
Jared LaFrance, he was over there, so I'm going to give him a little credit.
But that brings up 4th down as they gained a yard, and gained a yard, but that's not enough. And we'll have to kick it away.
This time Aberdeen is going to punt. They're too far back in their own territory.
Austin Winkle will do the honors back at his own 25-yard line.
And Yordy's back there to receive for the Jacks.
At his 35. Here's the snap. Here's the boot. It's the line
drive.
He's got it on the run, coming to the near side, trying to get outside. Can he get away? We've got a flag out there, and he's not going to get away. He's going to go down after they run him back a little, but let's see what that flag's all about. I don't think it should be an illegal block, but it could be.
All I know is number 11 made the tackle for Aberdeen. He just wouldn't let Yordy go, and there was Charlie Dietrich.
They're marking forward progress at the 30, but the flag is up at the 34, but we don't know what that means. They are talking to Aberdeen, so it doesn't look good. It is a block in the, a push in the back by the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, Jacks are got to go backwards.
Yep, so that'll cost them from the point of the foul, which is the 34, so that should take it back to the 24.
4:50 to go in the second quarter. Jacks 21-0, and they were starting on their own, looks like about their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, you're right, it is the 19. I was 5 yards off. 1st and 10 at the 19, up 21-zip with 4.5 to go. Plenty of time. All right, Wagdahl with a couple of running backs back there with him. Wideouts to the left and right. And the snap. Here's the handoff to Muniz. No, he's keeping the ball himself. Right side. He's in the open at the 40, the 50, closing fast at the 40, the 35, and he's tackled out of bounds there.
Great run by Wegdahl, but number 1 for Aberdeen, just a little bit faster than Mr. Austin Wegdahl, and it's
Caleb Phillips.
Okay.
Their kicker.
That was a big gain. How many yards you going to give him on that, Lloyd?
Boy, a whole bunch. Down to the 33-yard line.
Okay.
1 and 17. 48.
Well, 46, one guy, 47 the other, so take a pick.
Okay, 47. All right, you're awful tight with your yardage. So
well, I got one guy in my right, and I heard the loudspeaker say 46. Lloyd said 47.
All right, 47 it is. I'd give him 48
Sorry, Rocky,
myself.
we don't know which one to give him. He's going to get 46 and a half.
At the 39, I guess, maybe at the 38. Oh, 34, make that. Okay, my mistake. 34, Wagdahl with the ball. He flips it. It's on the ground. It's loose, and diving on it is Yordy.
Hold it.
Still loose, and nobody's corralled it yet. Did it go out of bounds?
I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
It's going to be around the 39-yard line, one way or the other.
It's out of bounds, or the Jacks have got the ball anyhow, and clock is stopped. 3:51 to go.
39, a loss of 5. Who do you charge that to, though?
Well, it looked like the ball was in Yordy's hands.
It was on the ground. He never really got it. Fumbled around.
Yeah, but I thought he had it almost picked up, and then he couldn't pick it back up again.
All right, let's give him a loss of 5 just to punish him for not handling that nicely.
Well, that could have been Wegdahl's fault just as easy.
Yeah, we're going with Yordy. Going to blame the freshman. Always blame the freshman. You know that. Outside, Yordy has the ball to the 40, but he can't get away from that tackler out there. That's Roberts again. Those guys are tough defensively.
Well, see, those defensive backs and Roberts and them kids, they're fairly fast, so, you can combat speed with speed.
So Yordy will get a yard pickup on the play to the 40-yard line. And
third down.
Well, actually, that's a yard loss. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was at the 39, now at the 40. I was on the wrong side of the
not too often you have passing losses, but you do occasionally.
So he took that pumpkin for a 1-yard loss. Wegdahl set. He's got Rosaline.
Now we got a timeout. Hard on timeout.
Yeah, they want to talk things over.
Bertram said, boys, we got to stop making mistakes.
The ball, 2:37 showing on the first half clock. A 21-0 lead for the Jacks. I think we'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here. We'll be back after this message from one of our fine sponsors, 21-0 Lumberjacks.
Going to the orthodontist can be a little scary.
At Lauren Kai Family Orthodontics, we like to do things another way. Feel the difference the moment you walk into our cheerful waiting area with our friendly, caring staff.
Lauren Kai offers family discounts, financing options, and new patients are always welcome.
Starting in September, bring in non-perishable food items for our community food drive and enter to win a 32-gig iTouch. Anyone can enter.
Schedule your free exam today at either of our Lauren Kai Family Orthodontic locations in Longview and Vancouver.
So 2nd and 16 at the Jack 40-yard line. And need a big play here on third down. Third and 16, right. Why did I looked at that 3 and still said second, didn't I?
Well, because we had one ball that was fumbled, then a 1-yard pass, and you probably just lost track, just like I did.
Here's the snap to Wegdahl. He's back. He steps up, slipped a little there, but he gets the pass off. It's complete at the 30-yard line. And a nice catch by Muniz.
Now you're going to have 4th down.
So his first catch of the night. And that will be for 10 yards down to the 30. So a 10-yard pickup. But 4th and 5 now.
Well, I'd say even 6.
Yeah, you're right. They really need to get to the 24-yard line.
Okay, well, the Jacks have been moving the ball fairly well. Every once in a while, there'll be a little mishap, so can't have too many of them because you got to get ready.
With a bunch of receivers out there. He's back. He's got protection. It's wide open to Rossellini. He's going to try to get the first down, and he should have it. Is he ever going to go down? Fighting him, but I think he's down at the 20. That's enough for a first down. So well done by Rossellini. His second catch of the night. 5th completion for Wegdahl. And the ball will be at the 20-yard line, another 10-yard pickup. That's all right. So they're in the red zone now, right at the edge of it. 1st and 10. Down up 21-0 with a minute 23 to play. Plenty of time to get it in the end zone. Wegdahl back to pass again. He's going to have to scramble now.
He got met by the line on that one.
Yep, they broke down, and they're going to get him for about a 3-yard loss, it looks like. So ball looks like it's back at the 23. And we'll bring up
by Jamie Miranda and Micah Teslap. I'm not going to say how to pronounce that.
Okay, Jacks take their last time out, so we'll take another timeout too. We'll be back in 30 seconds. It's 21-0, R.A. Long.
Longview Orthopedic Associates has been providing sports medicine care to local athletes since 1983. Bruce Blackstone, Dave Black, Bill Turner, John Kressler, Eric Hansen, Peter Kung, and A.J. Lauder are committed to getting you back in the action as quickly as possible. The area's most experienced orthopedic team is located at Pacific Surgical Institute, where MRI and physical therapy services are available on site for your convenience. No referral is necessary. Simply call Longview Orthopedic Associates at 501-3400 to schedule an appointment.
So 2nd and 13 for the Lumberjacks at the 23-yard line.
Well, I have Austin Wegdahl 7 for 11 and Trevor Hewling 0 for 1. Better remember, Trevor threw one of those incompletions.
That's right. Okay, we're back to play. Here's the pass. It is caught on the right side of the 20. Rossellini down the right sideline, knocked out near the 10-yard line, and that's near a first down, Whitey.
Yeah, and a good block by Munoz to set up the first down for Rossellini. So turned out to be a good play.
The ball will be at the 9 or 8.
Looks like about the 9.
Yeah, let's call it the 9 for the moment. 14-yard play on that one. And they're inside the 10, 1st and goal.
Yeah, and we got
at the 9.
A minute 3 to go, so.
All right, no fooling around. Wegdahl,
no timeout.
Handoff to
the big man on the
Brown
line.
Inside. He'll get a couple of yards.
77 again. That is that Micah Teslap, I guess is how you pronounce that name. Sorry, folks.
So the ball at the 7-yard line, a pickup of 2.
Jacks can't call no timeouts because they don't have any left.
Second goal at the 7, 40 seconds.
Coach is out there
couple guys
yelling and screaming.
Vasquez, the lone running back. Here's a pass, though, to the left side. Rossellini at the 3.
Can't make it.
Can't get in. And he'll be down at the 2 or 3 yard line.
Tackled by Dylan Rhodes. He happened to be over there.
So pick up a 5.
17 seconds, 16.
And they'll have
spike
to
the ball.
Quickly spike it.
Now we got one down to make it.
And
well, that's an incomplete pass there.
15 seconds to play in the first half at the 3 yard line.
Yeah, Spike, you got to count an incomplete pass. They could even go for 3 if they want to.
Yeah, they'd have to do it now because I don't think they'd have time if they run another play unless it's a pass.
Well, I mean, you have to do it on this
but
play.
It is fourth down. Yeah, fourth
well,
and
I said
goal.
They could do it if they want to.
At the 3, but they don't want to. Okay, Wigdahl with the lone running back. He's got 4 wideouts. And the snap. He's back. He's looking. Throws it in the end zone. Looks like it's complete. Is that Von Drasick? I believe it is.
I think it is.
Way in the far side in the corner. 3-yard touchdown pass.
All right. That's the first TD pass for Austin in the ball game, but there was a couple chances that they would have had earlier, but they took advantage with the runs instead.
So Von Drasick's first pass completion tonight. And we're going to have the point after, the conventional kick. This one is up, looks pretty good. The officials agree with us. And with exactly 11 seconds to play in the first half, it's the Lumberjacks 28 and the Bobcats nothing, back right after this 30-second timeout.
Oh sure, Searing Electric and Plumbing has all the nuts and bolts, rakes and shovels, lighting and fixtures, sinks and sumps and water heaters of all types and sizes. But what's great is whatever I'm looking for, they help me get just what I need and I'm on my way right away. In fact, sometimes the guys at Searing's have some great tips that make my job go even faster. At Searing Electric and Plumbing, you may come in with a problem, but you leave with a solution. On Vandercook Way for over 40 years, get quick customer care at Searing Electric and Plumbing, and they're open 7 days a week.
Another fine play inside the 2-minute situation, and they did very well taking that ball down to score. That was a good deal.
Well, Aberdeen has 11 seconds to do something with the ball. Oh, the extra point kicker is going to do the kicking this time.
Okay, Roscoe's going to take care of that right now, huh? Here is the boot. High, deep off to the side near the out-of-bounds marker, but it is grabbed by Garcia.
Ooh, nice block by somebody. Aberdeen man really knocked down one of the Lumberjack boys.
Got it back to the 23-24 yard line. And Alberto Garcia gets up a little slowly, but he gets up.
Well, we got 6 seconds to go, so Aberdeen has time for one play.
All right, we'll have another break, and that'll be time for our halftime report.
Unless it's a quick pass that's incomplete.
Brought to you by Twin Star Credit Union. And the Bobcats break the huddle with 6 seconds to go. Wide out to the near side is Phillips. Garcia to wide to the right. Fairchild barking out signals. Here's the handoff to the man up the middle, the fullback, driving up to the 35, the 40, 43-yard line before he finally goes down. Bryson Talley with a nice carry out to the...
And you know who made that tackle?
43. No, I don't.
Looks like number 56, or who is that guy who made that? Van Drasick. My first look, I thought it was him, but I couldn't read that number. I said, looked like an 8-8, and I said, that can't be Van Drasick, but it was him.
Okay, Talley with the carry, though. I think 19 yards.
Yeah, it would have been another first down for Aberdeen, and 19, so they had 6 first downs in the first half, but no score.
Okay, so our score at halftime then is your Ari Long Lumberjacks 28 and the Aberdeen Bobcats nothing, and we'll be back with our Twin Star Credit Union halftime show in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, by Christy Morrow. Our prince is Sullivan Carter. Sullivan's plans after high school are to attend a 4-year university and study language arts. He has been involved in basketball and team mentors. Also, just because Castro needs another all-star baseball player, he will try out this spring. He is escorting Princess Chelsea McDonald. Chelsea's plan after high school is to attend either University of Washington and pursue degrees in music and in dance. She is involved in National Honor Society, Key Club, and Main Stage Theater. Driven by Bob Lakefish. Our prince is Britton Baker. Britton's plans after high school are to attend a four-year university involved in leadership, football, tennis, basketball, soccer, cheer, French club, are to attend a four-year university in the West and get a bachelor's degree. She wants to marry an Arizona baseball player and move to Colorado. She has been involved in varsity soccer, football, and basketball cheer, varsity tennis, Spanish club, team mentor, and National Honor Society. Next is Bill Davenport. Bill's plan after high school is to attend Evergreen State College and pursue law and public policy. He is involved in cross-country, swimming, Key Club, and National Honor Society. And major in business. She is involved in National Honor Society, Teen Mentor, Rally, and Lumberjacks. Our next vehicle is a 1980 Corvette owned by Mark Parcell. He is involved in football, basketball, soccer, National Honor Society, Teen Mentor, French Club, and is his class's vice president. Our princess is Camry Tepani. Camry's plan after high school is to attend a four-year university. She has narrowed her choices down to Arizona State, University of Washington, and Washington State. She is involved in ASB leadership, class officer, gold, cheer, Lumberjacks, National Honor Society, Spanish Club, and teen mentors. Our next vehicle, our prince is Colin Maherg. Colin plans to attend Embry-Riddle Aeronautic Polo, swimming, track, choir, honor society, and the new science Olympiad team. Our princess is Maria Tafoya. Maria's plans are to attend LCC to earn a degree in nursing. The activities she's involved in are leadership, Spanish Club, FCCLA, Honor Society, and the president of Library Club.
Oh yeah! Library Club.
Our next vehicle is a 1929 tennis, football, basketball, baseball, National Honor Society, Teen Mentor, Senior Class Historian, Spanish Club, and Leadership. Our princess is Hannah Johnson. Play volleyball in college, and she plans on majoring in sports medicine, physical therapy, or sports psychology. Her activities she is involved in are varsity volleyball, basketball, tennis, ASB president, leadership, Spanish Club, Honor Society, FCCLA, and Teen Mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, your homecoming king and queen, Sergio Vasquez and Camry Tepani. Give another round of applause for our homecoming. Next, we'll see our homecoming floats come by. Candy. Our first float is the freshman-sophomore float. And their board game theme is the game Clue. Nice job, guys. Our next float is the junior class float with the theme Candyland. We'd like to take a minute this homecoming night.
1313 Commerce Avenue, where good times begin.
Coming floats, queens, and lots of fireworks on the floats. Whitey, this is quite a night.
Yeah. It's too bad you couldn't have heard it all earlier. You were on the radio doing a report. I'm watching all the excitement.
Yeah, we could hear the booming and banging, but they've had some fancy ones going up in the air there. That was fun.
Well, the king and queen of the homecoming was Camber Desfani and Sergio Vasquez as the king. How about that?
All right, Sergio, our guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Desfani, she's one of the cheerleaders, so they kept it in the program. Football player and a cheerleader.
That's the way it should be. Okay, what are we going to see here in the second half, White?
Well, I'd like to see the third quarter. The Jacks play good, hard-nosed football. And maybe in the fourth quarter, if they can keep this lead, maybe even build on it, let some of the younger kids get some playing time so they can be ready in case they're needed. And I don't know for sure, but I thought I heard somebody say the Mark Morris JV, RA Long JV game is this Monday.
Yeah.
But it's usually the Monday after the varsity game, isn't it?
Yeah, but I wonder if maybe they're not going to have maybe an RA Long JV with Aberdeen JV game.
No, they're not.
So maybe they move this one up then.
See, I did hear somebody say they are going to play here. Mark Morris JVs Monday and RA Long JVs, but I'm not really confirmed on that because I've seen the game played after the varsity game on a Monday.
Yeah.
And that would give some of these kids.
They did have it set for November 1st, so they might have moved it up. So check the paper.
They told me they're not going to Aberdeen, so...
Okay, the JVs anyway.
I'll ask Lloyd.
Okay. All right, we'll check on that. Right now the teams are warming up on the field, getting ready for the second half kickoff, which will be from RA Long to Aberdeen. And they'll have first crack at it. We'll see what happens there. So right now Whitey checking on that to see if we can get a confirmation. But in the meantime, the Lumberjacks with a 28-0 lead and looking to get 2 shutouts in a row, 2 weeks in a row. That would be nice.
Well, we shut out Hawkinson. Now, how'd we do in the final score against Woodland? Did they score?
I think they did.
They did. Lloyd said they did.
Got us 6 points, wasn't it? If I remember right.
We had a shutout against Hudson Bay, I remember, earlier in the year.
So I know the defense has really done a good job this year.
Yeah, well, the kids have been playing pretty good, but...
Yeah.
Aberdeen has been actually moving the ball on us a few times, so they've
got a few first downs. How many do you have them right?
Well, let's see. How many first downs did I get for Aberdeen? I had them for 6 first downs.
Yeah, not real bad, but nothing outstanding.
They had a 20-yard passing play and 11 yards, so they were 2 for 3 in passing.
Yeah, that's what I
wanted to attempt a couple others, but they ended up running with it instead.
Yeah. So they might go to throw in a little more here in the second half, down for a touchdown, so they might just stick to the ground game and see if they can work on that a little. It's going to be hard
Aberdeen
to say.
is going to be receiving.
All right, and Orozco will kick for the Jacks from the left hash mark at the 40-yard line. We're ready to go. Here's the second half of homecoming. Coming down, and it will be grabbed at the 11-yard line. Coming up the middle, now cutting to the near side is Richard Carlisle, and he'll get up to the 30-yard line before 3 or 4 Jacks decide to pick him up and take him back a ways.
Yordy and one of the guys down at the bottom of the pile, well, Chamberlain's down there, but somebody got a hold of him before Yordy did. But Yordy was there to help pull him down.
They're going to put the ball at the 31-yard line. First and 10 for the Bobcats at that point. And we're ready to play. Okay, the quarterback for the Bobcats, Riley Fairchild, and his main running back, Jordy Roberts, who is, I don't think, in the backfield. He was kind of limping around a little in the first half. He might not be here in the second half. Taking the ball is Carlisle around the right side, and he might not pick up too much.
Looks like no gain to me.
Yeah, looks like they're going to put it just outside the 30. You could almost call that a yard loss if you want to for Carlisle.
Well, be second down and about 10 and a half, I guess you could say, Rick.
Yep. That'll make Mansfield happy.
Well, if he's listening, he's probably got...
Oh, you know he is, yeah.
Probably got every game he can get a hold of.
Oh, I got 3 wideouts on the right side,
somebody
jumping in the line.
Looked like an Aberdeen offensive left guard or left tackle.
Got a little anxious and jumped out there a little too soon. Looks like it's going to go that way, and is. That would cost him 5. Takes the ball back to just outside the 25 by 1 football length. The tail of the football is on the 25-yard line.
So far, there haven't really been too many penalties in this ball game. So
you had just a few in the first half. Yeah. We started off with a couple right away.
One play, the Jacks had a penalty where 3 flags were on the play. that was the big one of the whole game so far.
All right, Mr. Fairchild is set. Lone running back, 3 wideouts to the left this time, though they're kind of bunched in. They're going to run him. Coming to the outside, trying to get way outside is Carlisle. He'll get across the 30. Dash down about the 32-yard line. So got
Chandler Blake.
Got it all back and then some.
Nice tackle by Chandler. He bowled right into him, but the Aberdeen back kept running hard the whole time, too. So they had a good collision there between the two.
They'll put it at the 32 for a gain of 7. But it brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and about 8. Maybe 9. 3rd and 8 on the board, so a long 8. Back to pass, rolling to his right is Fairchild, looking downfield. He fires it down there, and it's going to be intercepted. Yes, sir, right into the gut of
Chandler Blanks.
Chandler Blanks, give him the interception. So Fairchild throws an interception, and the Jacks have the ball on the first turnover of the second half. And they're going to place it right at the 50-yard line, Whitey.
Well, and they got half the field to go for TD.
That's the way you like it. Cut that field length down. Right on the 50, the nose of the football, right on the yellow 50-yard line.
Well,
left hash mark.
I'm sure Aberdeen's going to be an improved ball club in the future with all these young
they're
kids.
young. They're young.
As long as they can keep those parents got jobs there. That's the main thing where Aberdeen and Hokiam's been in trouble the last few years.
Well, the president's trying. Just get those Republicans out of the way. Back to pass. Wegdahl fires it to the left side. It is caught by Vondrasek, so that catch in the first half got him going.
Yeah, nice catch, too. There was 2 Aberdeen defenders right next to him, and the pass was right in between both of them.
The ball will be down at the 37-yard line.
Got a 12-yard gain for passing.
Close to the 37, so we'll give him a 13-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 for the Jacks, so they pick up their first down on their first play in the second half. And we might have too many people on the field if we're not careful here.
Well,
I'm not sure if the Jacks have too many or not out there. They had a guy coming out late.
We got Solon over here on the right side. Dad will be pretty happy if his son catches one.
Okay, here's the snap to
Vasquez. There's a hanky.
The left side, he goes around the left side. I'm not sure if that might be 12 or not, but I'm not sure where that flag is for. But the run will be discounted by Vasquez. He took the direct snap as Wegdahl got out of the way.
Galen Phillips made the tackle.
And let's see
I think this is
what
all
the
for naught.
Yep.
I think Roundtree
the
probably...
play would have taken it up down to the 35-yard line is where he was tackled, 35-34. But where is the ball going to wind up? They are going to call it illegal procedure against R.A. Long. And
more than that, Roundtree, I think, got some kind of a bad block on somebody, but I'm not even going to guarantee that.
Well, the flag was down around the 40. They're taking the ball back to the Jack 49-yard line. So it cost them a good 10. So I don't know. Anyway, it'd be a big 10-yard penalty at least against the Lumberjacks. And they have the ball first down back at their 50-yard line, 49-yard line, right over the middle.
Oh,
good
Rosolini.
catch. Nice catch indeed. Inside the 35-yard line, just straight up the gut.
Yeah, bullet pass from Wegdahl, and he had to bullet that one to Rosolini because he had to thread the needle right through the middle of the Aberdeen defense.
So from the 50 down to the 34-yard line, 16 yards. Sounds good to me. But it does bring up second down, second and about 6. They need to get to the 28-yard line. Wegdahl back in the pistol, takes the snap. He's back to pass again. Looks, fires over middle, a little too high. Kind of sailed on him.
Well,
Jennifer Muniz, and just way too high.
He had good success with a bullet pass the other time, and if he got it a little lower, he could have got it, but just a little bit too high.
Yeah, and that might have been on purpose. I wouldn't say it was or wasn't, because he was in heavy company there, so he might have decided to throw it where nobody could catch it, but hard to say.
They're down at about 6, Rex, so.
Okay, the ball's still at the 34, but now they need to make a big third down play. Solon wide right, and here's the handoff to the running back up the middle, and Vasquez drives near the 30-yard line. They pick him up, and that'll be as far as he'll go, close to a first down, but not quite there. So the ball at the 30, so Sergio, 4-yard pickup.
And big Michem Tetlab. We're in on a tackle for the Abeedeen Bobcats.
4th down now, and looks like they will be going for it. It's a 47 yard for a field goal, just a little too far.
Yeah, that is way even the pros would have a little hesitant about that one.
Dylan Look coming in the ball game for Lucas Getman on offense.
Well, we got Trey Solon now is way far left.
Looks like Munez is wide right. Here's the handoff. No, keeping it is Wegdahl coming around the right side of the 30, the 25, down the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Can he get in?
No, not quite.
As they take
Almost.
him down.
Tackled by number 8 and 28.
I think he got to the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
29-yard run for Wegdahl.
Mike Barisdell and I don't even have a 21. Maybe it was 28. Let's see.
Came around the right side and
Austin Winkle
hustled everybody to the corner of the end zone, and they were able to get him when he got inside the 5.
Well,
so
nice,
1st and goal.
Nice, great run from Austin Wegdahl.
Yeah, another 1st down for the Jacks.
That would have been a second TD as a runner.
7:43 on the clock, a 28-0 lead for the Jacks. Trying to punch it in here. Does Wegdahl take it himself?
How many yards you give him, Lloyd?
Or handoff? Who's he got back there deep in the backfield, Whitey? He's out of the shotgun. Here's the handoff straight up the middle.
Right to the back.
Yeah, it is.
Barrera.
I think that's Julio Barrera.
Julio Barrera.
There's one of those trick plays from the coaching
Well, that
staff.
wasn't too tricky. You just give it to a big guy and let him ramble.
Well, Refrigerator Perry. Remember the old days, the fridge. And so that's a 1 yard run.
34-0 with 7:18 to go, and
by Barrera.
Orozco would be ready for the extra point attempt.
And now the PAT. Orozco ready for the snap. It's a little high, but he gets it down. The kick is up, looks okay. And the call is it's good.
Well, all his kicks, when they get high, they're usually straight.
So 7:18 showing on the 3rd quarter clock, and the score is RA Long 35, Aberdeen nothing. Back in a half a moment.
Dr. Steve Pond and Highlander Dental have returned with a grand reopening Friday, October 22nd. Join them from 4 to 6 p.m. for food prizes and much more. Highlander Dental is now a preferred provider for Washington Dental Services, which is the insurance that serves public schools, Weyerhaeuser, Peace Health, and many more. Highlander Dental is accepting new patients, so come see the new Highlander Dental on Allen Street in Kelso. Same building, new name. At Highlander Dental, you'll get friendly service and quality care. Highlander Dental, 510 Allen Street in Kelso, or visit them online at highlanderdental.com.
Well, the Lumberjacks rolling now as they got settled down here in the second half. Punch it in from 1 yard out with Julio Barrera. And have a 35-0 lead, and it's all Lumberjacks here at homecoming. Orozco ready with the kickoff. Left to right. Boots it down. Deep. I think that's Roberts with the ball back there. And he comes up the right side, hash mark, and finally gathered in around the 25, 27-yard line. And finally he goes down after about 3 or 4 seconds of a scrum there. The ball will be at the 27-yard line. Oh, no. Whitey is silent for just a moment there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Crowd, why you weren't talking?
The audience would probably like that. Then you can do all the announcing.
It was so peaceful.
I know it. That's what I was saying. I can just sit here and watch.
The ball at the 27. 1st and 10 for the Aberdeen Bobcats. Fairchild back. Here's the handoff to the deep back up the gut, and he'll get a couple of yards, and that's all as the Jack defense closes in on him.
Yep, Graham made the tackle.
That looked like Bryson Talley with the carry. His first carry of the second half will pick up 2 yards to the 29. Well, that jumps almost the 30.
Well, you know, Aberdeen might be having a little difficulty this game, but about the last 5 times Aberdeen's back here in the 90s, every score was lopsided in favor of Aberdeen.
So a little payback. Here's the fake handoff. He's back to pass. Fairchild fires it on the right flat, but it's too high for the intended receiver. Incomplete.
He had a man wide open, but he didn't throw the ball to that man that was wide open. I'm not sure who that was.
One guy was covered, but he threw it too high to him, and so it goes incomplete.
But he was definitely open, the one man that he didn't throw to.
3rd and 7 now for the Bobcats. And they are going to the pass a little more here in the second half now that they're down a ton.
Well, they're going to probably have to do all kinds of passing next week when they get Tumwater.
Fairchild gives the handoff to the up back, up the middle of the 40, near the 45-yard line. And that was Mr. Talley again. Nice run that time by Bryson. He'll take it out to the 44-yard line, almost the 45.
Yeah, Trey Solon made the tackle on that.
Yep, called it
man
44.
didn't get excited like he normally does. He kept quiet today.
Talley with the 14-yard pickup and another first down for the Bobcats. Down 35-0, but got a little something going here. Fairchild back to pass, rolls to his right a little,
throw deep.
Fires it down deep. And there's a couple guys down there. One of them catches it, the other catches it. They both drop it.
They actually didn't know they were both there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that was a cinch catch, but they were both trying to catch it.
It was. They were both going for it.
That's too bad. Aberdeen had a chance for a big gainer there.
So that was about the 30-yard line at the Jacks where they went up for that, but they were the only two guys that had a chance at it.
Well,
they got each other's way.
I think they thought the other guy was the defensive back, and they were trying to fight for the ball, and they were fighting each other is what they were doing.
Very much so. So that'll be 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. And they are throwing the ball more. They got three trips left this time.
Well, maybe they haven't seen the Jacks open.
Now he rolls to his left, looking. Fires it downfield, and he's going by. It could be intercepted again, but it's caught. Down to the 25-yard line. Nice catch.
He pulled it away from Chamberlain, it looked like.
And that was Caleb Phillips, their kicker.
That was a big gain.
So Phillips with the catch. That's their first reception of the second half. Down to the Jack 25-yard line. That's 31 yards, if I'm not mistaken, Lloyd. So 31-yard pass play, and 1st and 10 for the Bobcats, trailing 35-0. Jack's trying to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. And here's the snap. Hands off to the big guy again. Talley cutting to the right, and they tackle him before he can get too far inside the 15. But inside the 15, he
got an ankle tackle on that one.
So Talley inside the 15-yard line.
Another first down, and about, 11, 12 yards?
About 14, so that should be 11 yards. Well, he's at the 14-yard line, a pickup of 11.
All right.
First down. Inside the red zone, and the Jack defense now has to rise to the occasion and keep that shutout. Okay, Fairchild with the lone running back. That is Jordy Roberts. He hasn't got the ball too much here in the second half.
I don't think he
gets the pitch this time around the left side, trying to get outside. Got away from one man, down to the 5, dives in, and I think he might have got in the end zone. Yep, that's the call.
Touchdown.
So Jordy Roberts breaks the shutout with a 14-yard run. And that'll make it 35-6 with the point after coming up.
Well, at least Aberdeen can go back on that bus and say, hey, we got in the end zone. You know, they've had a rough year this year, so.
They have, and that comes at the 5:04 mark.
Ari Long's been in that mess there for a few years when you and me were first broadcasting.
They know the feeling,
man. That was tough.
Going for 2, Whitey.
He may not have a kicker.
He's back. He's looking to pass.
He's open.
He fires it in the end zone. It is caught easily by Phillips, and the point after is good for 2 points.
Yeah.
So that makes the score R.A. Long 35, Aberdeen 8, with 5:04 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in a half a minute with the kickoff.
Yep.
Searing Electric and Plumbing is ready for the expected and the unexpected. We have the largest and most diverse selection of water heaters in town, from 2-gallon to 80-gallon size, with many models that meet PUD standards for a rebate. Water heaters are a Searing specialty, so when it happens, Searing Electric and Plumbing is here with everything you need. Our experienced crew will set you up and get you on your way to clean dishes and hot showers. On Vandercook Way for over 40 years, it's Searing Electric and Plumbing. Open 7 days a week.
All right, back at Memorial Stadium, and the Lumberjacks are going to receive a kickoff for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah, well, the first one was when Aberdeen did kick off, didn't they?
Yep, they kicked off to start the game, and this haven't had one since then.
Nope, so, well, they're
Yeah, they're up for an onside kick. You're right.
Yeah, they got all the Jacks except for Yorty back deep and Sean Brown. The rest
So
of them
Phillips is the kicker, and he boots it on the ground. Nice catch that time.
Well,
but
Tanner went down. He could have ran that time.
He could have run, but he went right down and said, I'm going to be here at the 37. I'm going to sit right here, and I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's one that probably Chamberlain probably says, why didn't I run? I could have gained at least 5 yards on that.
Yeah, he could have taken 3 or 4 steps and just dove to the ground easily, but that's all right. Ball at the 36, maybe.
Most of the time in those other games when he's had squib kicks, he was going to get tackled as soon as he fell on it. Well, this time he actually had a chance to run about 5 yards.
He got a good hop, and he gathered in his glove and went down. All right, Jacks with the ball. Austin Wegdahl barking out signals out of the pistol. He's got the ball. Here's the handoff to Vasquez up the middle. Man, look at him run across the 50, down to the 45-yard line. He just wrapped both arms around that ball and ran.
Mike Vansdale and 28, Austin Winkle.
To 14, 18 yards, if I'm not mistaken, Whitey.
Okay, 18, that's what Lloyd gives.
40 down to the 46-yard line of the Bobcats. And Vasquez made sure he had that ball safely under control and then just ran. Wegdahl again with a snap. Vasquez with the ball. Dives into the line left side. Some more good yardage inside the 40-yard line.
Tackled him pretty good. Got a hold of him.
Yep, he was able to grab him and take him down. But Sergio with another nice pickup.
Good tackle by Bryson Talley. So
they're putting it just over the 40, so we'll call it the 40 and the 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 for the Jacks. They have to get down to the 36-yard line. Couple guys coming in and out. Vasquez coming out. Couple of nice runs. Rossellini coming out. Bondracic wide left. Muniz wide right. And who we got in the backfield? That's the question.
Well, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, with that side angle. Wegdahl, here's the handoff to Brown to the 35, and he's wrapped up. Got away from the tackler, but not able to get any yardage as they run him out of bounds there near the 31-yard line. But a good run.
Mike Vandersdale, or however you pronounce that name, made the tackle for him. First down, though.
9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1. No, that's the first down. Excuse me. So that's the first down at the 31-yard line. Jacks leading 35-8.
I think Aberdeen just called a timeout. They did.
Okay. Well, we'll take a short break then as they call that timeout. We'll be back with the Jacks' first down play in just 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Greg Hannon, Solid Waste and Recycling Manager for the City of Longview. We get a lot of calls about plastic bags. Should they go in your recycling container? Should I put the recyclables into the plastic bags? The answer is no. Hidden items in plastic bags can constitute a safety hazard or can harm equipment, so the City of Longview does not accept them. Put recyclables directly into the container or in paper bags. Most grocery stores will recycle their own plastic bags. Questions? Call 442-5222. 442-5222.
Okay, the Jacks got a nice little drive going here and using a few other guys than the normal group.
I don't think there's been a pass on this drive, has there?
No, I think it's ball stayed on the ground. Well, he's 2 for 3 for the game, but that was that first series.
That was in the first series. Yeah. I don't remember him passing any on this series.
No, just Vasquez up the middle, and Brown around the outside. Wegdahl out of the pistol. He's got some weapons to hand it off to. Brown is in the backfield with him. Oops, guy's jumping a little bit. Nothing happened. Brown, we got the ball. That's a nice hole. Gets to the outside. This should be a touchdown. He's out there. They won't catch him. He's in the end zone one more time from the 31-yard line.
31 yards, huh?
31-yard run by Brown. Just once he got through that hole, Whitey, you can just see it.
With our speedy backs, if they can find an opening, they can score. But the main thing is, I wish the Jacks had a power back to help soften that line and linebackers up a little bit, but we don't.
So that'll take place at the 3:30 mark of the third quarter. And here's the point after. Chamberlain to hold for Mr. Orozco. The ball is down. The kick is up. Looks pretty good. And a flag on the play. Wait a minute, folks.
The kick was good, but who knows? Might be eliminated.
See what happened. I wonder if he might have been hit after the kick.
It was motion, so they got to redo it.
Yep, Jacks will have to take it 5 yards further back. So
well, they might try one of those weird 2-point plays again, too.
Well, not if they're 5 yards further back, because he can kick it easily that far.
But let's see, 81 just come in here for the Jacks. Who is that?
Mr. Tyler
Holdman. So
he's a senior.
There might be a weird play coming up.
Well, let's see what they're going to do here.
Well, they always have the kicker like he's going to kick, except maybe that one time.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to take the ball back. Looks like they are. From the 3, it should go back out to the 8. Okay, set it down there, and the Jacks will set up again for another field goal. Right. Middle of the field at the 15-yard line now, so 25-yard point after attempt. Should be a chip shot for him. And waiting for the snap. And here it is. Ball is down. Kicks up. It's blocked. Nice block.
I think that was number 20 that broke through, but I could be wrong. But
that looks like
Richard Carlisle.
Yeah, he was carrying the ball well for him in the first half, remember?
Yeah.
Well,
anyhow,
nice block.
3:30 to go in the third quarter, 41-8, Lumberjacks.
We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dennis with Entech B&B Air Conditioning.
30 seconds.
If you've been considering a ductless heat pump, call Entech today. For a limited time, the state of Washington has added an additional $750 rebate to the existing $1,500 PUD rebate and federal tax credits. We are your ductless heat pump experts. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer with over 20 years experience, no one is more qualified to help you select just the right system for your home and family. For a free home consultation, call Entech at 423-3010. Find us online at entechhvac.com. Entech, where the best doesn't have to cost more.
Well, an interesting situation. I can't think. Have we had another point after block this year? Or not?
Yeah, if we've had one, I don't remember.
I think he missed one early in the year.
He's missed a couple of them. I know that for sure.
That was a definite block.
But yeah,
right
somebody got his hand on there. Well, anyhow, at least the Jacks know that they can have a kick blocked.
Yep.
They know that a 2-point conversion code can go array too.
Yeah,
so
it's not automatic. You got to work at it. Well, Orozco's going to kick off again from the left hash mark, right-footed kicker. And he approaches the ball, boots it high, and it will come down at the 11-yard line on the far side, coming back to the near side and get away from a couple of tacklers, turning up the middle back to the 40. The 40 got away from everybody else. There's the kicker. Can the kicker get there? He's blocked out of the way. It's a foot race. Another block. And down to the right side. They tackled him just before he got there. That was Richard Carlisle.
There's a clip way back here on the 40, Rick. Aberdeen boy clipped.
But what a play. That was a fun play, but it'll come back a ways.
Still going to be a good run, but the clip occurred on about the 40.
So Carlisle, guy who blocked the point after, he carries the ball away from his 11-yard line down to the Jack. I think it was inside the 10 where he finally tackled. There's got the football down there, but it'll come back.
Great run, and even after the clip, it still was an exciting run.
It was.
Aberdeen coaches up here, they were excited too, and some of the boys that are keeping stats or whatever their job
is. The ball will be up at the Bobcat 49-yard line. 1st and 10.
That one hurt for Aberdeen. Well, here we go.
Break the huddle. And Fairchild, the sophomore, brings him up to the line, trips right. He's back. Here's the handoff. Roberts running a big hole on the right side, down the sideline, and
Graham pushed him out.
Graham finally pushed him out, but not after a big game. What happened all of a sudden that they can't be tackled?
Well, maybe they're too relaxed. They got too big a lead.
That was
Need some pressure.
Yeah, that was Jordy Roberts' first carry of the second half. He takes it down to the 32, 17 yards. And another first down for the Bobcats.
Well, they're getting too many good runs off right now. Jack's defense needs to stiffen up.
They're down 41-8, so the outcome is not in doubt, but they're not going away into the night quietly.
They got a lot of their starters still in there, but not all.
Fairchild,
there's the lineman move.
Yeah, right end got a little off balance, the right tackle. Just got off balance and moved, and and he knew it.
Yeah, well,
that'll cost them 5.
That's their third penalty of the second half.
So that'll take the ball back to the Jack 37-yard line.
Yeah, we got looks like almost a few new linemen. Most of the kids are on the defense regular, but
we're almost to the fourth quarter, so yeah, it's about time for them. Oh, now we got guys moving. I think a couple of Jacks defensively shifted, and that might have made one of the offensive linemen jump a little.
I don't think a jack came offside.
No, he didn't, but he shifted to the right. I think that made one of the Bobcats on the line move, and that's pretty much the call. So.
Now that's the fourth penalty on Aberdeen in the second half, and they've been back-to-back the last two.
Mr. Appleby says start the clock again. So it's first and 20 now. 2 5-yard penalties.
And the big clipping penalty just for a push from behind. I can't even remember anymore.
All right, we're set. A couple of backs in the eye. Here's the handoff to the up back, the big fullback Tally. He'll get a couple yards, but that's all. So Tally, a 2-yard pickup down to the 40.
Looks like Roundtree was one of the boys at the bottom.
Second and 18. So a happy homecoming for the Lumberjack Nation, and they'll be here in force next week for the big championship battle. Last we heard, Mark Morris was leading 21-0.
Well, 41-7. That's the last time.
41-7 is the last. Yeah, that sounds about right. All things went as it should have. All right, Fairchild set. He's back again. Handoff to the D-back who got away from one tackler. Robertson drives up to the line. They finally gang tackle him, but not after he picks up 3-4 yards. Roberts does not go down easily, white man.
No, he doesn't.
The ball at the 37, it looks like. A pickup of 3. And that will bring up 3rd and 15. So they're gaining back a little yardage, but not enough to make the big difference. And they don't get something out of this one. I don't know if they'll punt at this point, Whitey, but...
I don't think so. They're inside
they'll go twice
40,
and see if they can get their 15, huh?
They won't punt anywhere in that area. Okay. They're already past inside the 40.
All right, Fairchild set. He's got trips left. He's back to pass. He looks. Now he goes right. He's got a...
he dropped it right in his hand.
Caleb Phillips had it right in his hands, bobbled it, and it just slipped out and fell down to the turf.
Chandler Blanks would have made the tackle, but the ball still should have been caught.
So 4th and 15. You can almost pooch it from here.
No, they won't. They're going to go for...
Well, Winkle 28 is the punter, and I don't see him coming out. The quarterback's out there calling things in the huddle, so they're going for something, but they need to get 15 yards, or they have to give the ball up. Even 14 yards won't be enough. All right, Fairchild, he's back. He's got some protection, slipped a little, but he sets himself, throws it long, but too long, and it's incomplete.
Well, the Aberdeen boy almost dove and got his hands on it. You got to give him credit.
Got a little closer, and I thought he was going to get to it. Just cut at a quick angle and had to dive, but a little too far, but I thought it was well beyond him.
The Jacks offense will take over. We're down to 1:03 in the third quarter, 41-8 Jacks. So
they're going to put the ball at the Jack 37-yard line, and they'll take over 1st and 10, and a nice time-consuming drive is on tap. Minute to 3 to go in the third quarter, so they'll run the third quarter out and then try to just grind it out after that. Let's see, Wegdahl is 2 for 3 in the second half, but that was early in the second half. So we've got, want to double check, Wagdahl still at quarterback? Yeah. So Peerboom hasn't come in yet. Should sometime in the fourth quarter, probably. All right, here's the snap. And fake handoff. He's going to pass or run. He's going to have to run it. Gets up to the 40. Got away from a couple people to the back to the left side now. No bad blocks, please. To the 50, 45, down to the 40 down the left side, and they'll finally run him out of bounds inside the 35. But what a run by Wagdahl. How did he do that?
Well, he zigzagged from one end went to the right. Next thing I know, he had to zigzag to the left and got tackled out of bounds on the left side.
That pretty much covers it. The ball will be down at the 33-yard line.
Richard Carlisle was the man that had to chase him down.
13 and 17. That's a 30-yard run for Wagdahl. He had a 29-yard run earlier. Yeah, they'd be either in good condition or pooped, one or the other.
Well, I got a hunch he's a little bit of both right now.
I think Sean Brown is in the backfield with him. Here's the handoff. Dives in there and will take the whole crowd forward with him inside the 30-yard line. That was either Brown or Vasquez. Vasquez, okay.
I'm going to give credit to Tally.
All I can see is that stupid 2 on his uniform. You can't see the 1 or the 4 on the other side of it. There he turns and finally shows us, hey, it is me, Mr. Sergio Vasquez. I just gained 29-yard line or 28.
Well, all I know is he's also the homecoming king, so he's had his share of honors already tonight.
He's had more than enough. So a 5-yard pickup down to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Jacks. And
that's the quarter.
Oh, that's right. They just let the clock run out for the third quarter. That's why they weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Our score at the end of 3 periods of play is your R.A. Long Lumberjacks 41 and the Aberdeen Bobcats 8. Back in a minute.
It was a family tradition that started in 1957. Make the best tasting pizza and customers will keep coming back. Today, the tradition has returned to the same location where it all began. The name has changed, but the familiar taste of the pizza is unforgettable. Now open Paya Trio's Pizzeria in Longview. Dine in or get it to go. Also try Paya Trio's Pizzeria all-you-can-eat lunch buffet with pizza, salad, and soft drink. A family tradition of great pizza is back at the original Paya Trio's Pizzeria, Commerce and California Way in Longview.
Hi, this is Doug Clay, the Wizard of Comfort at 72 degrees, air conditioning, heating, your comfort experts. Right now, we're offering a 57-point tune-up for only $72, a savings of over $100. You'll save that much or more on your electric bill. Call us today at 423-1924. One of our seasoned professionals will tackle your heat pump and furnace and make you a winner.
Put the blankets away, you'll have heat today. 72 degrees.
Your comfort experts.
All right, pizza sounds pretty good right now, Whitey. I haven't had one for a while. It's about time. Pierre Boom is in at quarterback for the Jacks now to start the fourth quarter. Here's the handoff to his running back, coming down the left side to the 20, and driven out of bounds is Mr. Vasquez. Sergio with a nice run again. Boy, he just wraps his arm around that ball and goes. So
First
from
down.
28 down to the 15-yard line, 13 yards. So Vasquez with 10, 20, 30, 40, about 45 yards or more here in the second half. In the first half, about 50 yards also. He's going to have a 100-yard night if he's not careful. Pierre Boom has the ball, hand off again to Vasquez, drives into the line, wrapped up. He'll get a couple, 3 yards on the play. Tougher to get the yardage when you get down inside the red zone. From the 15 down to the 12. That's what it looks like. Give him 3.
Okay, that's what I already did.
You're way ahead of me, buddy.
Well, I'm not always there because I can't count in my head that fast how many yards it was.
Okay, 2nd and 7 for the Jacks. They can get the first down without scoring. Pierre Boom set, the freshman, getting some time, varsity time this season. He's had some time. He's going to pass this time. Nice one in the end zone, but a little too far for
it would have been out. He wouldn't have been able to even have it if he'd have caught it.
He dove and got his hands on it when he came down. He was way past the end of the end zone, but a good thought. Pierre Boom's got a nice little arm on him.
Yeah, well, he throws a nice pass. I've watched some of the JV games. They did win their last JV game, too, by the way.
Against Washougal? Or was it Hawkinson? Who was it? Hawkinson, you're right. So he's coming along. He's developing. He's going to have to be the guy next year, it looks like.
Well, he probably will be. But I do remember
Wait a minute.
I do remember last year's JV had 2 quarterbacks, Rosalini and Connor Gregg.
Yeah, Wegdahl's a senior.
Well, we got smeared on that one.
Yeah, broke through the line somehow, and Vasquez will go down for a loss. That might cost him his 100-yard night.
Jamie Miranda, he made sure he didn't go anywhere.
Back at the 17, so Vasquez will lose 5.
We're going to try a long field goal maybe, huh? What is this? What's going on here? Oh, that was 4th down? Yeah, Aberdeen ball. No wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Pay attention, Whitey.
I lost track here. I seen too many guys going in. I forgot what down it was.
Turned over on downs to the Bobcats, so they have it 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Well, I didn't know it either, Lloyd, so don't feel bad.
All right. Okay, the ball at the 17. Back to pass, up and right wide. Open is Roberts. He is hit after he gets a couple yards, then gets away from that tackle and finally taken down.
Well, Trey Solon ended up having to make the tackle. He should have been tackled before that, but he wasn't.
The ball will be at the 39-yard line. That's a 22-yard pickup for Fairchild on the completion. And Roberts with the catch, of course, and he'll gain 22 yards also on his reception gain. 1st and 10 Bobcats. They pick up another first down. Trailing 41-8 with 10:17 left in the ball game, and the Jacks just want to keep the clock moving. That's about all they're really.
Oh, there's the man broke.
Right side of the line took off a little too fast. Their quarterbacks Caton schooled them, but nobody else.
Yeah, I think he's jumped the gun a couple times in this ball game. That's that number 63, Jamie Miranda. I think he gets a little excited once in a while.
So that'll cost him 5 back to the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Bobcats. And the Jacks back in the 90s got thumped on pretty good by Aberdeen, so kind of returning the favor tonight.
Well,
got to feel good for especially a lot of the folks here at homecoming that were going to school back
year
then.
We played at Aberdeen. We didn't win up there either, so I've been on the losing side of the Bobcats a few times.
Here's moving out to passes Fairchild. He fires it up. It is caught by the big guy Talley at the 41, 42, 43, 44-yard line before he's finally down.
51 Rossellini and 51 for the Jacks. Let's see, I can't remember 51's name.
So Talley,
Louis Gedman,
pick up 10 yards on the play.
I forgot his name there. All of a sudden went blank.
Brings up second on a long 5. They're just short of the 44. Call it the 44, and need to get to the 49. Just a hair over the 49. So 5 yards. All right, Fairchild back to pass. Throws it out in the left flat. It is caught by the receiver, Mr. Alberto Garcia. He tries forward for a
Trey
few.
Stolen over there, but I can't.
Look, knocked out of bounds.
Doan, okay.
47.
I seen a 3 over there, but it wasn't Trey. Yeah, Doan.
So Fairchild's pass is complete to Garcia, but only for 3 yards. And brings up 3rd and about 3.
Oh, he tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 44 got him that time.
Kind of belonged too, but the handoff to Talley.
Erik Bertram was standing there waiting for that one.
Talley caught the ball, but he was tackled back at the 45-yard line, so a loss of 2. And we'll bring up 4th, and a good 4, almost 5.
If they don't punt here, the Jacks will be in there inside their own territory if Aberdeen don't make it.
They're not going to punt.
Nope, they're not.
Sending Robert trips right, and Riley Fairchild, the sophomore, is back to pass. Rolling to his right. He looks. He fires it far downfield. It is going to be caught. Nice catch that time by Phillips. Coming around to the right side of the 35, 30, down to the 20. Got away from everybody. He's going to get in the end zone, and does.
He probably should have been tackled after he caught it, but he did a little sidestep, and then he did a high step, and next thing you know, he was in the end zone, Rick.
He was coming back for it, and the Jacks just didn't hone in on him, and he gets a 55-yard touchdown reception for Caleb Phillips. Right?
I guess that was number 1. Let's see.
Phillips. That's Caleb Phillips, all right.
Yeah.
55 yards and a TD. So they got a couple TDs tonight.
Well, that makes it 41-14 with 7:50 to go, an extra point coming up. And they scored on a 2-point conversion their first effort. Let's see if they can do it again.
That was a pass to Phillips, who just caught this pass. So he might be eligible out there somewhere. All right, Fairchild back. He's going to pass again. He throws it over the middle, but a little too high.
There's a hanky, though.
Somebody bumped into somebody, and we have a flag.
We'll just have to wait to see. Probably on the defense. I don't think it's on the offense. It is on the defense.
So they'll get another try at it, and we'll see if they can punch this one in.
Well, it'll be half the distance. Be on the 1.5, I guess is what you call it.
They might go to the ground this time since it's only 1.5 yards away. But Fairchild out there, I don't think to see him carry it, but he might give it to the big quarterback himself, and he just follows the big guys into the end zone.
Yeah, well,
so the point
we got the Aberdeen coaches up here enjoying it. It's 41-16 with 7:50 to go in the game.
And we'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Doug Clay, the Wizard of Comfort at 72 degrees, air conditioning heating, your comfort experts. It's a scary reality every homeowner should be aware of. Crimes committed by service technicians. But we offer peace of mind. We conduct drug testing and background checks, and all of our team members carry the technician's seal of safety ID card. Call 72 degrees at 423-1924.
Put the blankets away, you'll have heat today. 72 degrees.
Your comfort experts.
Well, the Bobcats score first in this quarter for the first time tonight.
Well, I think the Jacks are playing a lot of their starters, but some of the subs are playing too, and it's good to have Aberdeen. They used to be a respectable team all the time, and it's too bad they've had to have so much problems up there at the Harbor area, but it's kind of good to see that Aberdeen is going to make a little interest, because the tougher the competition the Jacks have, the better it will be for them when they play Mark Moores in their game after that.
Looks like another onside kick is on tap here.
I wish the Jacks had some kind of an idea what the teams would be they're going to play, but we don't know yet for sure.
Phillips with the little pooch kick this time. They have to go back to get it. They were all up there. The deep back comes back to grab it for the Jacks up the right side and carry the ball up near the 40-yard line.
Well, number 11 hung on for Aberdeen. I got to give him the credit for the tackle, and that would have been...
It looks like it was Dylan Look back there deep. It came up and grabbed the ball and returned the kickoff.
Charlie Dietrich was the one that kept hanging on and wouldn't let him get away.
Look brings it out to the 38-yard line. Jacks take over at that point with plenty of time still left in the game. We've been here for a while, but we still have 7:44 to go. The Jacks will try to grind it out, I hope, and get that clock moving.
We got a lot of youngsters in there. We got young Roundtree running back, Pierbohm the quarterback.
Dylan Look is out there.
Trey Solon on the right side.
Remember what Roundtree and Pierboom did a while back? That runs up the middle. There goes Roundtree. That's Roundtree. Right, got some good yardage up to the 50.
12-yard
gain. A couple of games ago, and they just ran it. Touchdown before you knew it. The ball will be
Mike Van Ayersdale made the tackle for Aberdeen.
13-yard gain for
Roundtree.
Where'd I put him? There he is down there.
Okay, that's Jim Roundtree? Is that his first name?
James Roundtree.
Okay, Jimmy James.
And that's, what did I say, 13-yard gain?
Yep.
Okay, the ball at the 49-yard line of the Bobcats. Roundtree should get it again, I'm betting. And yes, he does. Cuts to the left now, trying to get outside to the 45 and got away from a tackle. Goes inside a couple more yards before he's gang tackled and driven back, but got it to about the 43.
Big 54, Tanner Niels made the tackle for Aberdeen for about
they're going to
7-yard gain.
44.
6-yard gain, I guess.
So I think that's 5. We're going to call it 5.
Okay. Beal called it 6.
Yeah, what does he know?
I'm going by Beal this time, buddy.
All right, you go ahead, but I'm telling you it's 5.
Yeah, I bet it's closer to 6.
Well, they're calling it the 44, but yeah, that's 44, that'd be 5, so I'm right.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Here's the handoff to Roundtree again. Gets outside from a couple tacklers, cuts up the middle, and he'll get close to the 35-yard line.
First down.
Yes, he does. So Roundtree with another nice carry. This will be at the 36 or 7. Call it the 36 from this angle. That's 8 yards.
Okay, I'll give you that much credit.
Okay, you got it.
Roundtree comes out, so who came in?
1st and 10. Munez is out there. Garrett, he's wide right.
We got 35. Mendoza.
Solon is wide left. 1st and 10, 41-16 leads. Little over 6 minutes to play. Pierboom, here's the handoff. Mendoza drives forward, and Manuel gets it down to the 35-yard line.
Line was waiting for him, and he didn't have too much of a chance because they were all there just standing there.
I don't have any room to put Mendoza down in here. The coaches messed me up. He gained a yard that time.
Jamie Miranda made the tackle for Aberdeen. He got up slow, but
the ball will be at the 35-yard line. 2-yard gain.
Okay, that's good enough.
You bet. Okay, Mr. Mendoza, messing with me again. Brian Pierboom, the quarterback, he's in the pistol. Looks like he's got Dylan Look there beside him.
He does.
And he's back to pass, though. Looks, fires out on the right side.
Pass.
It is caught by
Great
Solon. He's at the 30 and then driven back, but forward progress should give it to him near the 30-yard line.
He didn't go down, but he got it, gained about a 3 or 4 yard play, but they pushed him back about 5 yards, but they never did tackle him.
See, the ball will be at the 30, so that's a 6-yard pickup, if I'm not mistaken.
Third down now with 4:56 to go for the Jacks, so it'd be kind of nice to see the reserves get some points here for the Jacks.
All right, 3rd and short for R.A. Long. Pierboom with the ball. Here's the handoff.
Roundtree.
To Roundtree's at the 30, down to the 25. He's got the first down again. That kid can run, Whitey.
Yeah, every time you and me have seen him play, he doesn't get in early, but he gets in late, and he always gains yards.
And he does well in the JV.
You know what? There's a flag on the play, Rick.
Oh, boy.
I think that can go for naught.
That's too bad. It's right down by where the ball was, and they're marching it off against the Jacks.
Yeah.
Looks like 15. Ouch.
Well, at least 10.
Holding. Well, that's too bad. So that's a 15-yard penalty against R.A. Long, or was it 10?
Looks like 10 is what he marched off.
All right.
Now it's 3rd and about 11.
3rd and a long, yeah.
Well, I'd like to see the reserves get a little rally going here and see if they can punch one in.
The ball at the 38. They're going to be hard fought to get a first down here. I'm sure they'll give them 2 plays to do it, but not going to be easy.
I'd like to see Mr. Solon get a score, because then Papa up here would really be excited.
Pierboom back to pass. He's looking, fires it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Solon, but drops incomplete. Had some defenders back there.
Well, that Caleb Phillips was over there. He was making sure Mr. Solon didn't get 6.
4th and 11.
Or even a cat.
Need to get down to the 27-yard line. They're at the 38. And they're going to kick it away. Helens is coming on. Not going to mess around.
Well, he needs some practice for punting, too, but he didn't punt last time. Remember, he threw a pass.
Yeah. 4-18, but I don't think they'll do that this time. I think we'll see a real punt. Ready? And here's the snap. I think we've got a flag.
There is.
We do. I think one of the Jacks might have moved just before the snap.
Even a practice punt by Mr. Trevor Helens was a good punt. It went down to about the 5-yard line, and the Aberdeen boy caught it, but no one there was running down to
illegal procedure. So that'll cost him 5, and we'll take it back to the 43-yard line.
Well, now he can kick it a little harder if he has to.
Now he can really boom it.
Because he's been getting good punts off all year long most of the time.
Just hasn't had a lot of practice here of late.
No, well, the scores have been too easy for the Lumberjacks. So. The training game, he got to do a lot of punting. He did some great punting in that game.
Helens at his 42, and the boot will go off at the 47.
Another
nice
good
spiral. It's way back there, the 7-yard line. Trying to get free, got away from 2 men. 3rd, the 4th and 5th.
Oh, boy, I think about 4 Lumberjacks got a hold of maybe 5.
Yeah.
They were all there waiting for him.
So a little bit of a return, but not much. That was Roberts again.
Yeah, too many guys were in on that tackle for the Jacks. I wouldn't have the slightest idea who to give it to. But I am going to say Mitch Moe was one of the guys in there, because I did see a 71. Now I need to see the other young freshman that's in on those plays. That's Skylar O'Brien. It'd be kind of nice to see these young kids. Yordy gets a lot of playing time. And
1st and 10 at the 14. And Fairchild, still the quarterback, back to pass. He looks, fires it deep, and it might be intercepted by Solon. He had a shot at it, but it's just a little too short. He had a whack at it, but it goes incomplete. So Fairchild with the incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10. Boy, that looked like it was going to sail right in his arms.
Trey made the big interception against, I think, Washougal, where he almost ran it back for a touchdown. That was a turning point of the game. Remember that, Rick?
Yeah, and if the guys will play good defense here, they're going to be throwing the ball, looking for another score. They'll have some opportunities. They got to play smart defense.
We definitely got some young kids out there.
Okay, Fairchild set again, and he's going to roll out and pass. He throws the far downfield, and it will be caught at the 40-yard line and immediately tackled and will be at the 45-yard line.
Chandler Blanks made the tackle, but completed pass.
Caleb Phillips with the catch. So from the 14 to the 45 is a long ways. That'd be 31 yards.
The quarterback's been, when he does complete them, they're sometimes for pretty good yardage.
Yeah, 55, 31, 31, 22, 10. So, yeah, but he's 6 of 12, 50%. Fairchild, just a sophomore. Here's the handoff up the middle by the big fullback Tally, and he drives forward to the Jack 45, 44-yard line.
Hoagman made the tackle for the Jacks.
Ball
Another first down. That's a 7th.
44. That's an 11-yard pickup for Tally.
Yeah, and that's a 7th first down for the Aberdeen in the second half. So
they put some numbers in the book.
Yeah, well, they've got 16 points in the second half, but there's going to be 3 minutes left here in the ball game.
Okay. 41-16 ball game, and Roberts running around the left side. Got away from one man, but the second grabs him around the neck. Hopefully didn't hog tie him or get the helmet.
That was Helens that made the tackle for the Jacks. He intercepted one last week against Hawkinson. Remember that, Rick?
Yep, so Roberts carrying the ball down to the 37-yard line.
About 8 yards.
Yep, about 7 for Mr. Roberts. Second and a good long 2. Yeah, 7-yard pickup. You're right, Whitey. What was wrong with me? Okay, here's the run up the middle. See who has the ball. Looks like, Mr. Tally carrying again just up the gut. And gets the first down to the 33-yard line. Pickup of 4 for Tally.
Got to get used to all these new Lumberjacks there in the line and linebackers.
Oh, boy.
Haven't figured out who all these kids are yet.
Ball at the 33, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Back to pass is Fairchild.
Nobody there.
Flat by Roberts. He's got one man to beat. He beats him. Another man to beat, and he can't beat him.
Well, 40
down, but after
40 made the tackle, and that would have been Jesse Villabosis. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name.
Anyway.
First down, though.
Roberts with the catch, and he's going to get a good gain out of that from the 33 down to the 10 or 11-yard line. 22-yard pickup.
22 yards.
He's caught 2 passes, both for 22 yards here in the second half.
Well, as long as he's not wearing 22, it's okay.
All right, Fairchild, here's the pitch out around the left side to Roberts at the 10, down to the 5. He might have got in there. Let's see. Yep, they're going to call it a touchdown.
Touchdown. Well, secondary on the defense for the Jacks, the subs, going to have to play a little harder in practice.
So Roberts with an 11-yard run.
That makes the score 41-22 with 1:22 to go. So the Jacks will have one more opportunity with the ball. Of course, Aberdeen's going to do the squib kick, so you better hope the Jacks can recover.
So the point after will be going for 2 from the 3-yard line. And Fairchild is set, has his guys, got a couple of wideouts. He's back to pass, looks, fires it in the corner of the end zone.
He dropped
the fingertips.
Should have been caught, though. Should have been. They should have had a 2-point conversion.
All right, so with a minute 19 to play, it is Ari Long 41, Aberdeen 22. We'll be back in just 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Greg Hannon, Solid Waste and Recycling Manager for the City of Longview. We get a lot of calls about plastic bags. Should they go in your recycling container? Should I put the recyclables into the plastic bags? The answer is no. Hidden items in plastic bags can constitute a safety hazard or can harm equipment, so the City of Longview does not accept them. Put recyclables directly into the container or in paper bags. Most grocery stores will recycle their own plastic bags. Questions? Call 442-5222. 442-5222.
Well, it's garbage time in a way, but Bobcats have been playing pretty well. They've been getting after it and keeping most of their starters in.
The second half, they've played pretty good with the Jacks. And I admit that the Jacks haven't always had their main players in, but the Jacks have got to be ready for Mark Morris, and the subs need a little playing time anyhow.
Brown And
he let it bounce.
Roundtree bat deep. He goes up the middle. Roundtree's got some running room, but he gets to the 50 before he's finally tackled by Phillips, the kicker. But a nice run back as he found a little lane up the middle, and Roundtree took advantage of it.
Well, he let the ball bounce right in front of him, and he could have caught it on the fly, but he let it bounce, but it bounced right straight up into his arm, so that gave him a chance to run it back a little bit. Little squib kick. It wasn't very kick deep. It was kick short on purpose.
So the Jacks with the ball at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Pierboom out there again. He has Josiah Nolan in the backfield with him.
Is that who that was, 28 or 26?
That's who 28 is out there, Josiah Nolan. And he gets the ball. He drives up the right side, gets a few yards before he's finally whacked to the ground.
He had two boys get a hold of him, but made a good effort. That's about a 2-yard gain, it looks like.
Let's see, from the 50 to the 47-yard line, giving 3.
3, okay. They only got time for about 2 more plays, and they might even not run only this one.
Brandon Ziegler wide right. Looks like Bryce Easley wide left. Pierboom takes the snap, hand off to Nolan, drives into the right side of the line. Not going to get much out of this one as they kind of gathered him up in the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to say no gain.
Yeah.
Well,
so no gain.
There's 17 seconds. They might just let the clock run out. I don't think there's going to be another
14,
play.
13, 12. Very well could be. And they're just not even in the huddle, so they're going to let it run out. And
That's going to be the game.
Okay, let's start to tally things up here. And
41.
The Lumberjacks pick up a nice win.
41-22, Jacks over Aberdeen.
So the final score, 41-22, and we'll take a minute break and be back and talk about this ball game after these messages.
Bob Beal Insurance invites you to enter the 2010 State Farm Friday Night Feats High School Football Video Contest and turn your team's big moment into big cash for your school. Visit FridayNightFeats.com for contest rules. Again, that's FridayNightFeats.com, or see State Farm agent Bob Beal, 829 11th Avenue in Longview. Call 425-5432 or visit him on the web at BobBeal.com. Bob Beal State Farm Insurance, the only place to go for your auto and home insurance needs.
Hi, this is Dennis.